members about how your facial responses to questions after games, it's gone viral.
It's seriously.
Whether it's the look that you're giving me right now, the eyes bulging, when you grin, when you look skeptic, like you are right now, eyebrow goes up.
I don't really look at myself when I talk or do interviews. I actually don't listen to my interviews. I don't know why everybody's so fascinated with my facial expressions instead of what I'm actually trying to say.
I think it's because they're fascinated with what you've been able to do on the field, and then that leads to you being interviewed. See, it goes hand in hand.
Interesting. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Keep it rolling.
All right, we'll do.
Carson Kelly, always a good sport. Fans in Illinois can purchase Cubs Charities 50-50 raffle tickets starting at 10 a.m. through the end of the game at Cubs.com/raffle or from a raffle ambassador at Wrigley Field through the 8th inning. Coming up, it's the Manager Show next on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday with Rahimi, Harrison, Grody, 10 a.m. to 2 on 104.3 The Score.
A severe infection and cancer left both of Art's lungs weak and deteriorated. The solution, a life-saving procedure, removing both damaged lungs and transplanting 2 healthy donor lungs. Northwestern Medicine. Better.
I've tried everything to stand out at work. Donuts, a company coffee blend, even dressed as the company mascot for Halloween.
There's an easier way, a ComEd facility assessment. Their engineer gave my company free insights and actions that saved us $732,000 on energy. Easy, right?
Learn how ComEd can help you save at ComEd.com/facility assessment. ComEd, powering lives. Savings will vary based on customers' usage and rate.
Since 1962, Fitzgerald Equipment has kept businesses moving with forklifts, rentals, and expert service. Featuring heli forklifts built to go the distance. Visit FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Trusted equipment powered by heli. Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Proud partner of Cubs Radio.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-518-3899. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-518-3899. That's 800-518-3899. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Shop Grand Appliance for expert advice, fast delivery, and the lowest prices every day on top brands like KitchenAid, Maytag, and more. Visit grandappliance.com for full details.
Cubs Reds at Wrigley Field. It's time now to hear from manager Craig Counsell, who shares the latest update on left-hander Matthew Boyd.
I think it's kind of the minor meniscus surgery. So, we know he's going to miss a month, 6 weeks. It's probably closer to 6 weeks. I think that's with getting him ramped back up. That's what we're hopeful for. Obviously, see how it all goes. And, I think the important thing is how much time do we miss of throwing? That's probably the biggest thing right here. The knee's going to recover pretty quickly, but how much throwing downtime do we have to take?
Was the meniscus removed?
What's it called?
Something.
John, I wasn't talking to you. John? Yeah. So there you go. That's what it is. That's what it's called. Don't ask me any more questions about that.
Or names.
No, I don't. It was the minor thing where they just have to clip it and then it should be good.
Craig, what consideration, if any, are you giving to moving Brown into the rotation, or is he too valuable?
I think just covering the innings here is kind of what we're thinking about. That's one of the things we've talked about. Absolutely.
So there's a possibility that Ben Brown ends up in the rotation. We'll wait and see what Craig Counsell decides. But the real news from his press conference there is that Matthew Boyd is going to be out at least for a month and a half. When we come back, the pitching matchup next on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday with Rahimi, Harris, and Grody, 10 a.m. to 2 on 104.3 The Score.
Join us at Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, our biggest trade event of the year, May 14th through the 17th. Trade in your RV and get the highest value guaranteed. Then upgrade for less with new RVs starting as low as $94 a month. Plus, take 25% off select maintenance services. Save up to 40% on camp-ready must-haves. And enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Red, White, and New Trade event at your local Camping World, May 14th through the 17th. We'll see you there.
For 120 years, Sloan has led the way in innovation, water efficiency, and sustainability, a legacy that has extended to the friendly confines. As the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs, Sloan has supported fans with hygienic restroom products at Wrigley Field for over a century. Today, Sloan's bottle fillers provide Cub fans with clean drinking water while helping reduce plastic waste. This season, Sloan continues to redefine what smart restroom design looks like. Learn more at sloan.com and go Cubs go!
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-518-3899. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-518-3899. That's 800-518-3899. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Cubs hosting Cincinnati, the finale of this 4-game set between the Cubs and Reds. Now let's pause as we get set for the playing of the national anthem here at the friendly confines.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, of the
The Yale Alley Cats performing the national anthem this afternoon here at Wrigley Field. Cubs Reds, the finale of a 4-game set. Who are you banking on? Is sponsored by Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. I'm banking on Bush, Michael Bush, who's hitting .375 over his last 7 games with 9 runs batted in. The pitching matchup is sponsored by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Enjoy the laid-back experience of Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Left-hander Shota Imanaga pitching for the Cubs. 3-2, a 2.40 ERA. right-hander Rhett Lauder on the mound for Cincinnati. 3-2, a 5+ ERA. It's time for baseball at Wrigley Field. Cubs, Reds, Pat, Ron, next on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago. This is Dan Swanson. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Want to rethink what's possible? How about being an investor? Not just in your future, but in the future. Well, it all starts with Invesco QQQ. For more than 25 years, this single ETF has given investors a direct line to the NASDAQ 100. That's 100 leading innovators behind advances in personal tech, science, and robotics, just to name a few. And you can access it all with Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco QQQ is the proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
There are risks when investing in ETFs, including possible loss of money. ETFs risks are similar to those of stocks. Investments in the tech sector are subject to greater risk and more volatility than more diversified investments. The NASDAQ 100 index comprises the 100 largest non-financial companies on the NASDAQ. You can't invest directly into an index. Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Visit Invesco.com for a prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully before investing. Invesco is not affiliated with the Chicago Cubs. Invesco Distributors, Inc.
Chicago weather is tough. Your home siding should be tougher. Hardy Siding is engineered for our climate. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Learn more at jameshardy.com.
Hey, Cubs fans, Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer here. This Cubs season, listen to the Cubs in crystal clear FM quality on 104.3 The Score.
It's got a chance! Gone! Pete Crow Armstrong with a long home run.
Imagine listening to all the action on FM. Cubs baseball has never sounded this good. Listen to every game on your home of the Cubs. 104.3 The Score.
Presented by the official sports book of The Score. Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be with no bet fee.
This broadcast is presented by Bet365, where winning is everything. Download the Bet365 app and lock in your picks before the game begins. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in select states only.
And now, Odyssey and 104.3 The Score bring you Chicago Cubs baseball on the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Gone! 3-run homer. Ian Happ is going to be gone. 3-run homer, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Now Bush drives one in the air.
This ball's got a chance. Gone!
Yeah, this is what you came here for. You got the Cubs game on The Score.
Chicago Cubs baseball is presented to you in part by the Volvo XC90, Vinny's Beverage Depot, Benjamin Moore, Grand Appliance, James Hardy Building Products, Laturo Tire, It's Not a Game, Illinois.com, Old National Bank, Sea Glass Wine, Sloan, Southwest Airlines, Xfinity, your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, and Yingling, the oldest brewery in America. And now, here's the Hall of Famer, Pat Hughes, and All-Star Ron Coomer, with all the exciting play-by-play action of Chicago Cubs baseball.
Chicago Cubs baseball is on the air from Wrigley Field in Chicago. It's time for the fourth and final game of this series between the Chicago Cubs and the Cincinnati Reds. Good afternoon, everybody. Along with former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, it's Pat Hughes reporting. Zach Zaidman is working alongside. This has been a remarkable series for the Cubs. Not only have they won each of the first three games, all three have ended in walk-off fashion. Lots of drama, lots of come-from-behind plays and excitement. Let's see if the Cubs can finish off the Reds in a 4-game sweep today. Left-hander Shota Imanaga will start for the Cubs, and Rhett Lauder will be doing the pitching for Cincinnati. The umpires are meeting at the home plate area right now, having a brief discussion of ground rules and the daily exchange of lineup cards. Let's go ahead and get right to the starting lineups for today's game. It's cool and cloudy, temperature in the mid-50s. Leading off for Cincinnati, there's center fielder Dane Myers. Matt McClain batting second and playing shortstop. L.A. De La Cruz, the designated hitter. Sal Stewart is the cleanup man. Stewart to play second base today. Spencer Steer at first base. Batting sixth and catching, Tyler Stevenson.
J.J. Bleday in left. Blake Dunn batting 8th and playing in right. And batting 9th and playing third base, Key Brian Hayes. Those are the Reds. Here are the Cubs. Nico Horner leading off at second base. Moises Ballesteros, the designated hitter. Batting third and playing third is Alex Bregman. Ian Happ in left field. Batting fifth and playing first base, Michael Bush. Mike Conforto batting sixth. Conforto in right. Dansby Swanson batting seventh. Swanson at shortstop. The center fielder is Pete Crow Armstrong. And batting ninth and catching, Miguel Amaya. So there you have the lineups. The Cubs take the field. We'll be back to get it started for you right after this. You are listening to The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Spiegel and Holmes, great Cubs guests, and more on your way home, 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score.
Hey, baseball fans, step up to the plate like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports is sports betting the way it should be, with no bet fees in Illinois. Circa Sports brings you player-friendly pricing, enhanced in-game options, exceptional customer service, and more. Whether you're betting with the home team or scouting the next big matchup, take your swing with the Circa Sports app. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com.
Every team needs a closer. Injured? Dial Pound Law. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Proud partner of the Chicago Cubs. Morgan & Morgan, 332 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago.
It's game time. That makes it the perfect time for a flight by Yuengling. At just 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and packed with flavor, Flight is the next generation of light beer from the oldest brewery in America. Look for Flight wherever you buy beer. And, partner, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it's been a little on the exciting side here at the Friendly Confines these last few days in this homestand. Pretty impressive run the Cubs are on.
Unbelievable, really, Ron. Something tells me you and I and Cub fans everywhere are going to remember this series for a long, long time. 3 straight walk-offs.
Yeah, I mean, you come into this series knowing Cincinnati's a very good team, very good manager. They've played very good baseball, and you have 3 walk-offs in a row, and now we're getting ready for Game 4.
The lineups we gave you brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Shota Imanaga has pitched very well this season. The diminutive left-handed former Japanese star is 3-2 with a 2.4 ERA. Dan Myers steps in. We're ready for baseball. Thank you for joining us. First pitch swung on and fouled away, and away we go. Myers in center has a homer and 4 driven in. A little on the coolish side today here, Ron.
Yeah, it was beautiful this morning getting to the ballpark. Bright sunshine, and then over the last hour or so, it's really cooled off here at Wrigley.
The 0-1 is in there for a called strike. Scott Berry calling balls and strikes. Manny Gonzalez, the first base umpire. Jacob Metz down at second. Tom Hanahan to make the decisions at third base today. Here comes the 0-2 from the Cub left-hander. On the way, swung on and missed. Strike 3. A good start for Shota. 3 pitches, a strikeout, and 1 down. I was looking at Shota's ledger game by game earlier on. 7 games started. Now, in 5 of the 7, he's allowed either 0 or 1 earned run.
Yeah.
And those will almost always lead to wins.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He's got some impressive numbers this season. His hit to inning pitched ratio very good. Strikeout number, he's right at a strikeout an inning. And when your hit total per innings pitch is way down and the strikeout is up, those are good numbers.
Matt McClain took a strike. Shota always works out of the stretch. His next offering is down low, 1-1. Grass cut nice and low. The field looks beautiful. Green ivy on the walls all the way around. A big crowd at Wrigley. The lights have been turned on early in the afternoon. A little on the cloudy and dark side. The next offering fouled away, and it's 1-2. I love when that green ivy starts to blossom though on the outfield. It really makes you feel like you're at Wrigley Field.
There's no doubt. It's, as we've talked about many times, I love ballparks that when you see them, you know exactly where you're at. Wrigley Field might be the most unique of all ballparks.
McLean hits a tapper slowly toward third, foul. No score, just underway, one down. Fans still filing in. If you're in the area, we've got some room for you. If you're in the downtown area and you wrapped up work and you don't have any major plans for the afternoon, come on out. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. It's outside for a ball, 2-2.
First inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
McLean hitting just 200. He's got a little bit of power, 3 home runs. And he'll hit a looper into shallow right. Coming in as Conforto has to play it on a bounce. It's a 1-out opposite field single for the Red shortstop Matt McLean. And it brings up L.A. De La Cruz, who's going to perform as the designated hitter today.
Well, McLean yesterday with the wind blowing out towards the right field, like basically right center, he homered to right center yesterday. And now today he took that fastball from Shota off the plate away and just dumped it into right field for the first hit of the game.
De La Cruz, 6'6", 200 pounds. Switch hitter batting right-handed, gets jammed, pops it up foul. Over near the first base dugout. Is there room? No. Just in case, Michael Busch hustled over. Once you play a while at Wrigley, you realize that just because it's a foul and it looks like it's going to be out of play, don't take anything for granted.
Yeah, absolutely. The wind here can play tricks with the baseball. There's no doubt about that.
The 0-1 from Shota to De La Cruz. It's on the way, and De La Cruz takes inside. De La Cruz, long, dark hair flowing out the back of his Reds helmet. Very distinctive ball player. You look at him, he does not remind you of anyone else. The physique alone is unique.
Yeah.
A unique physique. That's right. They swing and a miss, and the count now 1-2 on De La Cruz. 6'6", 200 pounds. Has there ever been a shortstop that is even close to those dimensions, Ron?
No, I would say Ripken was tall at 6'5", let's say, 6'4", 6'5". But, he wasn't 200 pounds, that's for sure.
Here's a fly ball to right. Should be routine for Conforto. It is. That's out number 2. When a pitcher has good stuff, you will see swings like we just saw from De La Cruz. He was off balance and just kind of reaching for the ball instead of trying to drive the ball.
Yep. After a couple good fastballs in that at bat, split finger in a great location gets the routine fly ball.
54 degrees at Wrigley. Game time temperature brought to you by Four Seasons as Sal Stewart steps in. And Stewart takes low. Four Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. Four Seasons. Nice to have them with us on Cubs Radio. Cubs with a couple of streaks that they would like to keep intact today. Here comes the 1-0 instead of pickoff throw to first. First things first, they've won their last 8 consecutive games, going back to the San Diego series early last week. It was on the West Coast trip. They won the final 2 in San Diego, swept Arizona 3 in a row at Wrigley last weekend, and now they won the first 3 in this series. Nice little run. Swing and a miss. Good change of pace. Stewart. And speaking of Wrigley, going back for about 3 weeks now, they've won 14 consecutive games at Wrigley Field.
That's amazing. That really is something.
18 is the record. Swing and a miss. He fooled him badly. Stewart did not take a good swing. What do you like on 1 and 2, Ron?
He's thrown the last 2 pitches have been splits. Stewart way out in front of this last one. I'd throw another one. See if he can throw this one down and away, and maybe you get another swing in a chase of that swing. Speed Gun powered by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that. About 83-mile-an-hour split is what he's been throwing.
And the 1-2 from Shota Imanaga. Long look. And Stewart takes low, blocked skillfully by the catcher Amaya.
Shota using the pitch clock right there, Pat, to his advantage. Kind of icing the hitter, holding the ball in the set because he had 8 seconds before he had to deliver the ball.
Cubs in their home whites, the blue pinstripes all over, blue hats, sleeves, numbers, and socks. Now the 2-2 to Stewart. Popped up foul, right side. This ball is going to drift out of play. Again, Bush over in the neighborhood, just in case the wind would pull it back onto the field of play. Speaking of the wind today, it's blowing toward left. It looks like a ball hit high in the air to left, especially in the corner area, is going to get some nice carry. Yep. Balls to right field might get knocked down a little bit. And the 2-2. From Shota, he will try a pickoff throw. It's not in time. The Reds in their traveling grays. Gray shirts and trousers. The rest is red. No surprise, since that's their name. Red hats, helmets, sleeves, socks. Some guys wear the red shoes even. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Shota is sharp in the opening inning. He strikes out a couple, gives up 1 hit and no runs. We go to the bottom of the first. Cubs coming up on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk to start your day. Mully and Haw. Mornings, 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber. Connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Hey, Chicago, Coom here. Stats don't lie. Want MVP numbers and light beer? That's Flight by Yuengling. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, crisp, refreshing. That's elite efficiency. Other beers, padding stats with extra carbs and no flavor. Care about your beer stats? The choice is obvious. Flight is dominating. Numbers don't lie, Chicago. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
This Bosch 2-in-1 impact driver rules. Oh, yeah! That couldn't have been. Macho Man Randy Savage indeed. Yeah, a.k.a. you're in a Bosch. I'm a macho manifestation of that feeling you get when you use that 2-in-1 impact driver. Oh, yeah? Nah, say it with your chest, brother. Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! We'll work on that. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Who's on first? Southwest Airlines, ranked first among U.S. airlines by the Wall Street Journal. Based on WSJ's 2025 rankings. See southwest.com/WSJ.
Rich Wyatt is our excellent engineer at Wrigley today. Zach Zaidman will chime in every now and again. There are some other day games going on as Rhett Lauder goes to work. Lauder, Lowder, delivers a strike to Nico Horner. Lauder had a very rough outing his last time out against the Pirates. Long, shaggy hair flowing out the back of his Reds cap. And the 0-1 pitch on the way to Nico is a strike. Ron, what's the offensive game plan against Rhett Lauder?
Well, he throws 3 of the 4 pitches that he throws, they're down in the zone.
Nico will take down low, 1-2.
Sinker, slider, changeup down, forcing fastball up. The one thing about the fastball, in looking at film of him today, he's going to use it about 50% of the time.
Bouncing in there for ball 2.
But, there's no real pattern. It kind of sprays both the sinker and the four-seamer. So, to me, that just tells you that, there's not a lot of command. He's just trying to get it over the plate, and that can be a problem. So hopefully Cubs hitters will get a lot of balls in the middle of the plate today.
Nico hits a big chop to second base, fielded by Stewart, throws to first in time. One second baseman bounces out to the other. No score. Bottom of the first, one away, and the batter, Moises Ballesteros.
One thing about Lauder is, as we're watching him, his delivery's a little different. Kind of big guy, steps towards the right-handed hitter and throws way across his body. So I think for all the hitters, they're going to have to see that a little bit first here in the early going.
Swing and a miss, or a foul actually, by Ballesteros. When a guy is tall, Ron, with long arms and legs, can those limbs be a distraction for a hitter?
Yeah, you've got to find the release point and just kind of, your first at bat, you've got to really kind of see the ball well first.
Outside for a ball, 1-1.
Because he does have a lot of stuff going on there, doesn't he?
He really does. And the 1-1 on the way. Low and inside for a ball, 2-1. This is some of the longest hair that you'll see on a big league ball player. It is behind the ears and flowing out the back, right down the back of the neck. Give me a kid with hair. Here's a swing and a foul off to the left, out of play. Who did that song? Was that the Cowsills back in the day?
I'll go with it. Sure.
Gleam in. 2-2 on Moises Ballesteros.
I think about another few verses I might have it.
Here's a high drive, left center field, pretty well hit. Back toward the track, and making the catch is Myers. I thought that ball might sail out of here, Ron, particularly considering the wind blowing in that general direction. But it just did stay in the yard. And a good play by Myers. Never took his eye off the ball, knew where the wall was, and made a tough play look kind of easy.
Yeah, he goes and runs this ball down. I think Myers learned his lesson from game one of this series when, he didn't get back to the wall, and the ball that Pete Armstrong hit in the last inning got over his head.
2 down, nobody on, no score. Bottom of the first, and the batter, Alex Bregman.
He is playing deep in center field, wind blowing out towards the left field foul pole.
Lauder worked only an inning and a third his last time out. Here's a fly ball to center. Myers is going to make the catch, and that ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down at the end of one. Cubs nothing, Reds nothing. This is the score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Listen for the great Cubs guests all season long on 104.3 The Score, the official radio home of the Cubs.
At 19 weeks pregnant, I found out my blood was attacking my baby. I'm Ellen, and my team said her only chance at survival was a rare procedure.
Top ranked in Illinois for obstetrics and gynecology by U.S. News and World Report, the team at Northwestern Maternal Fetal Medicine Clinic treats high-risk pregnancies from across Chicagoland. They performed an unprecedented 5 in utero blood transfusions to ensure Ellen and her baby had a compatible blood type.
Today, my baby is healthy and full of life.
Northwestern Medicine, better.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you're betting and find yourself constantly thinking about gambling and you're losing more money than you have, are you really winning? If you're spending too much time with the slots or you can't stop betting on sports and you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, maybe lying, and probably losing more money than you can afford to lose, you're not alone and you can get help. It's available 24/7 and it's confidential. When your betting has gotten out of hand, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.areyoureallywinning.com. Sponsored by the Illinois Department of Human Services.
Hey, Cubs fans, make history with your business in the Village of Bedford Park. To learn more, contact Adam Colopy at ACOLLOPY at villageofbedfordpark.com.
Top of the second at Wrigley Field. Cubs and Reds are scoreless. The second inning is brought to you by Sea-Glass Wines, official partner of the Cubs, bringing the California coast to you wherever you are. Pat?
All right, Zach, we go to inning number 2. Spencer Steer, right-handed batting first baseman, will take outside from Shota Imanaga. Cubs will head down to Texas and take on the Rangers this weekend as they begin a road trip. Here's a swing and a ground ball, base hit up the middle. A one-hopper between Swanson and the second base bag. Steer with the leadoff single, and the batter is Tyler Stevenson.
Now that's a little split finger that stays up and out over the plate. Steer puts a pretty good swing on it. Feel like a Bosch prediction brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. Feel like a Bosch. I think we've had some trends going on here at Wrigley Field here lately.
Stevenson hitting .205, big right-handed batting catcher. Scoreless game as Shota delivers a swing and a foul back.
Cool day today. I think we're going to hit at least 2 home runs today as our Bosch prediction.
You thinking about going to left on those?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where from that left center gap to the left field foul pole.
Fouled away by Stevenson, 0-2 on him. Outfield straight away. Stevenson with power, a couple of home runs, big right-handed batting catcher. Short lead at first by Steer, being held by Bush. Imanaga fires, swing, and a miss. Strike 3. Got him on a high fastball. 1 down, third strikeout for Imanaga, and the batter is J.J. Bleday.
It's a great combination of pitches for Shota here early in the game. It's basically been fastball, split, and he's thrown both of them, other than maybe 1 or 2 pitches, exactly where he wants them.
Yeah, the left-hander working on Bleday, a left-handed batter, a swing and a miss. Cubs leadoff man, as always, brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot. If a leadoff man gets a hit, Benny's Beverage Depot donates $200 to service dog charities. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Here's a pitch low and outside for a ball, 1-1. I know a lot of people rely on those service dogs.
Yeah.
Man's best friend. And now the 1-1. Swinging a high fly ball to center, well hit, but the wind is going to grab it, and so will PCA for out number 2. I get the feeling, Ron, the ball will not carry from, say, dead center over to the right field foul pole. At least the way the wind is blowing right now.
Yeah, I would agree. I thought Ballesteros' ball in left center was going to carry much farther than it did. I thought Bleday hit that ball right on the button, and that didn't even get close to the track. The temperature has dropped here at Wrigley over the last hour or so by a good 10 to 15 degrees, it seems like.
Blake Dunn swings and misses. It's always interesting when a third baseman plays shallow in a spot like this, Ron. 2 outs and a man at first. But Bregman even with the bag against Blake Dunn.
That's strictly scouting report is all I can come up with there.
Check swing, it's down low.
Because you'd never play there with 2 outs and a man at first unless you were told to play there because that's what this guy's going to do.
And the guy on deck is a 121 hitter. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Shota. It's just off the inside corner, 2-1. Short lead at first by Steer. He singled to lead off the inning. He's spent the entire half inning over there chatting with Michael Bush. Swing and a miss, and the count 2-2.
Good fastball by Shota. Defensive alignment sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment Material Handling. Handle. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Cubs outfield now with 2 strikes, 2-2. Peter Armstrong shading a little bit towards right center field.
The 2-2, Dunn lays off. So Shota sometimes in a follow-through poses as if he is posing for a camera.
Yeah, he kind of sticks the landing, doesn't he?
It's just his way of putting a little body language into the pitch. Here comes the 3-2 now to Blake Dunn. The runner goes, the pitch swinging a foul back.
Shota has great personality. He's teammates. He's big personality too.
Former Japanese star. Imanaga ready in the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Dunn strikes out. That's 4 for Shota over the first 2 innings. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. Those are worth noting because they are always brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Reds don't score, leave 1, middle of inning number 2, 0-0 game on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Chicago, this is Ian Happ. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Need another reason to cheer for the Cubs? Vinny's goes to the Dogs. Every time the Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Vinny's Beverage Depot donates $200 to Chicagoland Service Dog Charities. Vinny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs.
Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. It includes a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, plus 24/7 roadside assistance. That's peace of mind from Hyundai. And these days, that's priceless.
Right now, for a limited time, you can lease the Hyundai Elantra for $189 a month or choose to get $2,000 total savings. Offers end June 1st. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
For 120 years, innovation has been at the heart of Sloan, and fans can experience it firsthand at Wrigley Field. From trusted restroom solutions to bottle fillers delivering clean drinking water, Sloan supports Cubs fans all season long. Learn more at sloan.com.
Welcome to Old National Bank.
Hi, I was wondering what you could do for my small business.
Tons. Have time to talk?
Not much. We're in a 30-second radio ad.
Oh, I'll get straight to the point then. Our solutions are customized for small businesses. Our services make financial management simple, and our pricing is always transparent.
Outstanding. Wow.
Yeah. So, ever been in an ad before?
Nope. How do I look?
Good. But we're on the radio, remember?
Right. Hi, Mom.
Customized small business banking from Old National Bank. Member FDIC. Get old.
Surround yourself in color with Regal Select from Benjamin Moore. Rich, durable, and effortlessly beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
The Cubs are teaming up with Advocate Healthcare and other partners for Cubs for a Cure, a multi-day fundraiser supporting the fight against cancer. Tune in to 104.3 FM, The Score's 24-hour radiothon, simulcast on Marquee starting May 21st, and join us at Wrigley Field on May 23rd to help support the cause. Visit Cubs.com/Cubs for a Cure for more information. Pat?
Very good, Zach. Thank you. Ian Happ leads it off against Rhett Lauder. He takes inside, 2 balls and a strike. Bottom of inning number 2, 0-0 game. Cubs trying to sweep a 4-game series. Cubs, the hottest team in baseball. They've won 18 of their last 21 games. Happ looks at a strike, 2-2. A few minutes ago, the Cubs saluted the military man for the day. It's a great promotion. I think a lot of teams do that around baseball. Here comes the 2-2. Happ takes strike 3 call. Never took the bat off his shoulder. And he's caught looking. 1 down, and the batter, Michael Bush, in a 0-0 game. I remember a couple of years ago, there was an elderly military man singled out, and he was probably in his mid-80s.
Yeah.
And he was enjoying himself immensely as the fans were giving him a standing ovation, and it was all, getting close to the beginning of the next half inning, and he was still out on the field.
Yeah.
He kind of held out his hand like, I'm not quite done yet.
Yeah, he was still going. He was doing good. Yeah.
He was getting his money's worth. Here's the 1-0 pitch now to Michael Busch. Busch takes inside. It was Busch who has been the man at the moment to drive in the winning run the last couple of nights. Last night with the base on balls, the night before on a single. And he takes high for a ball. It's 3-0. It seems to me, Ron, that the more you come through in those clutch situations late in games, the more you look forward to those spots. You don't dread them. You don't feel nervousness. It's like, come on, I'm ready.
Yeah, you're looking. I'll tell you, you're looking at the lineup as you're getting deep into the game, and you're like, well, I'm going to get a chance here in the ninth. I'm going to get a chance to make a huge impact on this game or win the game for us. There's no doubt. That is a feeling that guys get. You miss it when you don't play anymore of that, that ninth inning where, the game is on the line.
Busch takes strike 2, 3-2. Is there any better feeling, though, than having a late inning hit to drive in a big run?
No, or a walk-off hit. I've had people ask me that over the last few days.
Swinging a ground ball to first, gloved cleanly by Steer on a tough chance. He runs over and steps on the bag, and that's out number 2. Rhett Lauder has set down the first 5 Cubs, and the batter is Michael Conforto.
Bushy smokes this ball, but just kind of hooks it right at Steer at first. Sharply hit ball. Conforto kind of kicked off the walk-off barrage here in this series by hitting a walk-off opposite field home run in game 1.
He hits a high fly ball, deep right field. That goes down. That ball's got a chance. Gone. Michael Conforto. Cubs lead 1-0.
And he hits one today. Conforto, this ball is crunched. The wind is blowing out towards the left field corner, and this ball goes out to straight right. If you did a home run to straight right today, you got to blast one, and that ball was absolutely tattooed. Little hanging slider. Conforto, he dumps it into the bleachers and right.
His second of the year. Cubs lead 1-0. 2 down in the second inning. Dansby Swanson, the batter. And the pitch fouled away. And we talk sometimes, Ron, about that final game of a series where one team is trying to sweep like the Cubs are today. If you can score first, it gives you a big psychological edge, I think.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I would agree. And, this Reds club, they've played good baseball. They've had a couple mistakes, and whenever they've made a mistake late in the game, the Cubs have made them pay. And Cubs with 3 walk-off wins in a row.
Swanson will swing and miss. The count 1-2. The announcement of the umpires earlier, sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Now the pitch to Dansby. It's going to be down low for a ball. They gave you the uniform descriptions earlier, brought to you by Benjamin Moore. On the field or the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore. Now the 2-2. Lifted to right, slicing toward foul territory. Over to take a look is Dunn. Does that ball stay in? No, it's out of play, foul up in the stands. Great to see Kerry Wood at the ballpark last night. We appreciated him dropping by to talk with us. And I was reading some more about his 20 strikeout game. There was a quote that made me chuckle from Craig Biggio. Here's a pitch outside. They were trying to learn the scouting report. Again, he was an unknown quantity at that time, or commodity rather, and it was only his 5th big league start. And Biggio said they got the word that he was wild. Yeah. And he said that was the feeling we took into the game. He said the next thing we knew, the kid put on his Superman costume and he struck out 20 of us.
Yeah. 20 punch-outs, no walks. I don't know who that scout was, but I guarantee you Biggio and Bagwell weren't listening to those reports much longer.
I guess you have to try to listen a little bit, right? To get an idea.
Do. I'm making fun of it, but even Woody said yesterday that was the case.
Bounce to short. McLean will throw out Swanson. One shortstop bounces out to the other. That ends the inning, but the Cubs get a run on the home run by Conforto. And at the end of 2, Cubs 1, Reds nothing on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Every strikeout and home run is heard right here on 104.3 The Score and the Cubs Radio Network.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, 332 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago.
Chicago weather is relentless. The ice, the snow, the summer humidity. Your home's exterior can take a beating. What if your siding was made to stand strong through it all? Hardy Fiber Cement Siding is engineered for our climate. It resists cracking in the freezing cold and won't swell in the summer heat. You get the timeless beauty of wood with lasting protection and low maintenance. Your home deserves the #1 brand of siding in North America. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Learn more at jameshardy.com. That's jameshardy.com.
Here's a club you'll want to get into. Club Citgo, the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Joel Got Wines is a true all-American classic and the go-to wine for America's favorite pastime. Since 1996, Joel has selected the best vineyards in California to craft balanced, approachable, and food-friendly wines. Whether it's a classic Chicago dog or Italian beef sandwich, Joel Gott is the perfect pairing for any ballpark staple. Whether you're watching at Wrigley Field or at home, look for Joel Gott Wines in the wine aisle at your local retailer. Joel Gott Wines, official wine partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Southwest Airlines is the official airline of your Chicago Cubs. And you can bet your sweet Cubbies we fly to their away games. Hint, hint.
Top of the 3rd at Wrigley Field, 1-0 Cubs over the Reds. 56 degrees at the moment, partly cloudy here at the friendly confines, wind blowing out. Time and temperature sponsored by Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be with no bet fees. Pat?
With no what fees was that, Zach, again?
No bet fees.
That's what I thought you said. We go to the 3rd inning. Brian Hayes first up for Cincinnati. Dan Myers on deck, and then Matt McLean against Shota Imanaga. The sun is shining brightly all of a sudden. Here's a swing and a foul back. Still some clouds in the area, but a nice little opening has allowed Mr. Sunshine to appear. Looks good. Lights have been on since game time. Here comes the 1-1 to Hayes. Line to left. That's going to be in front of Happ for a base hit. Leadoff single, Brian Hayes. And back to the top of the order for Dan Myers. Third single of the day against Shota. No extra base hits allowed so far. And Dan Myers stands in. Myers hitting .255. Bregman kind of guards the line against him at third. Plays about 3 steps behind the bag. Curveball swung on and missed, 0-1. Short lead by Hayes. Here's the pitch. Poked foul off to the right out of play. And the count 0-2. Shota already with 3 strikeouts. Make it 4 strikeouts. The first time through the order, including the guy at the plate, Dan Myers. It's 0-2 on Myers. And the pitch on the way. Change up away. Try to get him to chase a bad ball. Got to be a little closer than that for that to happen. We're going to play the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game here soon. Another great crowd. The 1-2. Pop fly off the hand, shallow right. Horner angling out, calling, but coming in Conforto with an easier play. The right fielder Conforto makes the catch, and that's the first out in the inning before McLean steps in. We step away. 10 for ID on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams on the Score. Middays with Rahimi Harrison-Grody, 10-2 on 104.3 The Score, WSCR, WSCR FM, and HD1 Chicago.
With Ron Coomer, Pat Hughes at Wrigley, we thank you for joining us. Zach Zaidman working alongside. Rich Wyatt is our engineer today. Cubs trying to sweep the Reds and trying to wrap up a perfect 7-0 homestand. Cubs have won 8 in a row going back to their last trip. A high fly ball down the left field line, curling toward foul territory and back out of play. Foul.
That ball really well struck by McLean, but he got out front of it, split finger, and hooked it foul.
We've noticed that about McLean ever since he broke in, Ron. He's not a real big, intimidating looking guy, but he can hit a long ball.
Yeah, he's a strong guy. There's no doubt. Good speed, pop in his bat.
Now the 0-2 from Shota. Swing and a miss. There's the splitter. It came in and dove down toward the ankles. And that's the 5th strikeout for Shota. And that is a big weapon for him to use.
Well, it really is. He's been great with that split finger. Strikeout by Cubs pitchers brought to you by Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. I love that they're establishing that split early in the game so he gets a great feel for it. Been a great strikeout pitch over his last couple starts.
Ellie De La Cruz swings at the splitter and doesn't get it. He starts him off with one.
You know, to me, Pat, the key to that pitch is it's for all these hitters now. This is the 3rd team we've seen have this same issue. It comes out looking like fastball, and it just backs up on you.
So it's tough to lay off of.
It is. You just see fastball, and it's kind of an optical illusion.
Fly ball to right. Not a great swing by De La Cruz, and it's caught in right by Conforto. And that ends the inning despite a leadoff single. The Reds do not score. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Cubs 1, Cincinnati 0 on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering every Cubs game all season long. Rahimi Harrison-Grody, middays 10-2 on 104.3 The Score.
In baseball, the numbers are pretty simple. 4 bases, 3 outs, 2 teams, 1 winner. Well, my friends at Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha make the numbers pretty simple, too. With the latest incentives and a great selection of new and pre-owned models, Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha will knock it out of the park. And they'll never inflate their prices based on availability. Take the short drive north and visit your one-stop shop for everything Subaru, Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Shop online 24/7 at ZieglerSubaruKenosha.com.
Spring is all about new beginnings, and there's no better way to give yourself a fresh start than by getting a fresh haircut at Great Clips. The skilled stylists at your local Great Clips salon are ready to create any look you want for less. And with convenient online check-in, you can put your name on the list from your phone and enjoy the spring sunshine while you wait. So download the app and get ready for spring with a fresh haircut at Great Clips. It's going to be great.
Corn isn't just grown here, it works here. Illinois corn is a real heavy hitter, leading the nation in output and driving a $148 billion economic impact statewide. From jobs and products to opportunities in communities across Illinois, corn keeps our economy moving season after season. From first pitch to the final out, corn delivers for Illinois. Learn more about our homegrown economy made possible with corn at watchusgrow.org/corn.
Life's easier when you've got the Consumers Credit Union team cheering for you. Partner with the people in your corner today at myconsumers.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Pete Crow Armstrong's on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Pat?
All right, Zach. Pete Crow Armstrong had a dramatic 2-run home run in last night's game. That's the one that tied the game and set up the game winner a little bit later on. He's got 4 home runs. Here's the pitch from Louder. It's inside, ball 2. We just had some nice sponsors in our booth, and it's always good to have people here, and they pose for a picture with you and me and Zach, and Rich Wyatt's kind enough to take the photo. The highlight of that session just a minute ago for me, Rich was ready to take the picture, and the lens on his cell phone wasn't great. So with his shirt tail, he cleaned off the lens and then took the photo. It was a very nice touch.
Yeah.
Just haven't seen that shirt tail wipe off move in quite some time.
It's very professional. Yeah. And the third inning is brought to you by Consumers Credit Union, the people in our corner who stand up for you wherever you go. And I say our corner because that's who was just here. Consumers Credit Union. So very nice of them. And Rich, did you charge extra for the cleaning service, or was that, just out of the kindness of your heart?
That was out of the kindness of my heart.
Very nice.
And the length of your shirt tail.
Yeah.
3 balls and 2 strikes on Pete Crow Armstrong. And the pitch to Pete, low and inside. Okay, is he going to be in a running mood here? Ron, what do you say?
I would say yes. We'll have to see how fast and what kind of time it takes Louder to get the ball going to home plate. Is he quick or is he slow to the plate? If he's average to slow, I would say on a day like today where the wind is blowing, the ball's not carrying to the middle of the field, I would say Pete would be off and run.
He's got a pretty good lead. And the throw over, he dives back. Pete's got the gold shoes on today, or yellow, I'd say. Those are yellow. Now, Ron, as a batter, do you want to know if your teammate's going to be running, or is that not something you need to know?
I would think in a situation where you're hitting behind Pete Crow Armstrong,
low and inside, Ron, it's 1-0.
I would say you would just consider he's always got the green light to go. So you would have that in the back of your mind, especially early in the at-bat. I liked if he stole second. Now I've got a man in scoring position to hit.
Runner goes. The pitch chopped foul toward third. Pete had a pretty good jump. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, I was always a guy that if a guy could run, I'd give you a few pitches and let you try to steal second base.
Because you like those ribbies.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you go ahead. You want to steal second, I'm all for it. And then I'll hit with a man in scoring position.
Amaya, red batting gloves on either hand, pokes it foul toward third off the front screen of the Cubs third base dugout.
Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Intermittently, the sun is shining brightly, and it is right now. It's gorgeous when the sun shines. Pete not running, and the pitch poked foul by Amaya.
And now the wind, Pat, has changed considerably. And we said there could be storm. We've heard there were storms possibly in the area. Now the wind is blowing straight out. It is flipped around and it's blowing out towards center. The ball will fly out to the middle of the field.
Amaya takes outside the count 2-2.
Give it 30 minutes and it'll change again. You never know
right.
Here at Wrigley Field.
That's right. Cubs lead 1-0. A home run by Michael Conforto in the second inning is the difference. Let's keep an eye on Pete on 2-2. He's got his lead. The stretch, he's not running. The pitch down low. I say he's running on 3-2.
Yeah, I would say so too. I got some great advice when I first came to the Cubs. Might have been one of the first couple days, and it was my first base coach at the time, but he was a little more than just first base coach. He said, every inning you run out to the field or you go to the on-deck circle, you look at that flag. You know who that was?
There goes Pete. The pitch low, ball 4. What team would this have been? The Cubs?
Cubs. He was our first base coach.
Who would have been the first base
2001.
coach back in 2001? Would his nickname be Whistler?
You got it.
Billy Williams, the one and only.
Sweet swinging Billy Williams. I always said he was the best hitter on our team, and he was our first base coach. But Billy is here today at the ballpark. I saw him, and I was coming upstairs today, so he is right down below us in the suite. It's always great to see Billy, one of the all-time great people and great Cubs. Sweet swinging Billy Williams.
I like when he'd say, as soon as you step in the box, be ready to hit.
You got it, yeah.
And that tells me be careful if you're a pitcher. Be careful with the first pitch you throw to him because he's going to jump on it if you're not.
Yeah.
And that makes sense, Ron. Pitching is about throwing strikes and trying to get ahead in the count.
Yeah.
So as a hitter, why wouldn't you be aggressive?
And if you had a swing like Billy's, why wouldn't you?
Amaya at first, Crow Armstrong at second, nobody out. Cubs lead by a run. Nico Horner, the batter, takes a breaking ball strike. Derek Johnson, the Reds pitching coach, made a quick trip to the mound. Now let's see if the Cubs can take advantage of the wind blowing straight out.
It is amazing. It like literally changed in a matter of minutes, and it is howling out the straightaway center.
2 men on. The pitch to Nico is outside. Sometimes you'll see pitchers work a lot more carefully when the wind starts to blow straight out, knowing that even a slight mistake could end up being a home run ball. Now the 1-1. Swinging a ground ball to third, fielded by Hayes, goes to second. The throw to first is a double play. 5-4-3 twin killing. Pete Crow Armstrong ends up at third on the play. Horner hits into the twin killing. 2 down in the batter, Moises Ballesteros.
That's a good running fastball in on Nico's hands, a little two-seamer. And, Otter gets that little 3/4 delivery where he drops down a touch, and then that ball really runs in hard. Got in on Nico.
Ballesteros hits a ground ball to the right side, gloving it a steer. Unassisted play ends the inning. Cubs don't score. They leave 1 after 3. Cubs 1, Reds nothing. On The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering every Cubs game all season long, Rahimi Harrison Grody, middays 10 to 2 on 104.3 The Score.
You're out of there, leaky store brands. When all else fails, switch to North Shore Adult Diapers. That's total lockdown protection for even the heaviest control problems. Try North Shore Adult Diapers at northshore.com today and focus on life, not leaks.
That's you trying to fix the plumbing yourself to save a few bucks. Doing things yourself doesn't always end well. The same goes for insurance. That's why Auto Owners works with local independent agents who tailor coverage to meet your needs and offer discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance. Because sometimes you need a professional to get the job done right. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Dempster Insurance Agency in Peoria if Auto Owners make sense for you.
It's just around the corner. Do I need a seatbelt? Well, most crashes do happen close to home, and it just takes 2 seconds. Why risk it? Seatbelts save lives. Buckle up every trip, every time. It's not a game.
You're stopped in traffic and a distracted driver slams into your car. That's wrong. You're walking up to your apartment and fall on a loose step. That's wrong. Then insurance companies question you like it's your fault. They don't care about you, only their bottom line. That's wrong. Insurance companies are tough. D&W Law Group is tougher. Call D&W, Chicago's injury law group at 312-888-8888. They'll fight to make it right and get you the compensation you deserve. Don't wait. Call the 8s. 312-888-8888.
Shop Grand Appliance for expert advice, fast delivery, and the lowest prices every day on top brands like KitchenAid, Maytag, and more. Visit grandappliance.com for full details.
On Scoreboard is sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app. Save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Yankees all over the Rangers 8-2 now. Bottom of the 7th inning. Trent Grisham with a bases-clearing double. The Nationals lead the Twins 5-4 in the top of the 7th.
Sal Stewart bounces one right back to the mound. Gloved by Shota. Lobs to first. Out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 away. What else you got, Zach?
Well, first off, the first out is sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that. And the rest of the scoreboard back. Bottom of the 3rd inning in Kansas City. The Guardians off to a 4-0 lead. Top 1, Mets and Rockies are scoreless in Colorado.
Here it's 1-0 Cubs at the end of 3. Spencer Steer, the batter. Steer had a single his first time. Imanaga's off-speed pitch outside, ball one. Have we all made our attendance game guesses? The Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game, that is. I'll guess 3s across the board. 33,333. Put a lot of thought into that one.
And a solid guess.
Here's the 1-0. It's taken high and away for a ball, 2-0.
Now, I know you have a little distance to drive into the ballpark, a little longer than I do. Were you pondering that as you were fighting Chicago traffic today?
Not really.
I didn't think
thanks
so.
for asking.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. It's outside to Spencer Steer. 3-0.
I would have never guessed.
Some things, Ron, you just try to keep them fresh.
Oh, yeah.
And wait until the moment happens in the day and then do whatever you have to do.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm talking about. Here's a pitch outside, and that's going to be ball 4.
But when you're in the Hall of Fame, it works, obviously.
1 out, 1 on as Steer gets the walk, and the batter is Tyler Stevenson.
I will go 30,200.
Here's the stretch by Shota. The left-hander fires. Stevenson pops it foul off to the right and out of play.
I'm still reflecting on Pat's moment of zen there. I'm going to go on 32,500. Repeat, 32,500.
A little left-hander ready at the belt, looking at the lead of Steer. Stevenson pokes another one foul off to the right, out of play. Shota working effectively today. You see a lot of off-balance swings, guys that are out in front, a little bit behind. Somebody once said the art of pitching is upsetting the timing of the hitter.
Yeah, there you go. At the end of the day, there's no better statement about pitching than that.
Now the 0-2 from the Cub left-hander. A long look by the diminutive southpaw, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He stayed in the stretch for a longer period of time. Ron, that's got to be a little difficult for the hitter's concentration, if nothing else.
Well, and you know, you're building up tension because you're holding the bat up above your shoulders. And it's a strategy. There's no doubt. When you get, and you show to come set and they're ready to go at 6 seconds, now you wait till the pitch clock goes to 1. It's a long time.
Leday drives one in the air, deep left center, but it is playable for Pete Crow Armstrong back near the wall, making the catch. The wind started to grab that ball, and Pete had to go onto the track just a few feet away from the ivy-covered brick wall in left center, and he hauled it in. Good play. Inning over. Reds don't score. It's on to the bottom of the 4th inning. Cubs 1, Cincinnati nothing on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Every strikeout and home run is heard right here on 104.3 The Score and the Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, it's Ron Coomer. This season, my partner Jeff Neidiger and I are honoring our heroes through Veteran of the Game on The Score. Jeff's a combat veteran himself, helping families sell their homes the easy way since 2007.
Whether it's an inherited property or you just need to sell without the hassle, we buy houses as is with no gimmicks. You pick the timeline, take all your memories, and we handle everything else.
Give them a call at 630-556-8892. That's 630-556-8892 or jeffbuysyourhouse.com.
Welcome back to the red carpet. It's award season. Look who's here.
Hi, we're ABOC, a leading business bank founded over 100 years ago in Chicago.
That's glamorous. Why are you here tonight?
ABOC was named one of Newsweek's America's Best Regional Banks for 2026.
So you're a winner.
Well, the real winner is our customers. Businesses and over 200 labor unions trust our expert teams for cash management, investments, and loans.
Learn more at aboc.com.
Banking built on a foundation of trust.
And awards.
I've tried everything to stand out at work. Donuts, a company coffee blend, even dressed as the company mascot for Halloween.
There's an easier way. A ComEd facility assessment. Their engineer gave my company free insights and actions that saved us $732,000 on energy. Easy, right?
Learn how ComEd can help you save at ComEd.com/facility assessment. ComEd, powering lives. Savings will vary based on customers' usage and rate.
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Spiegel and Holmes talk Cubs baseball and Chicago sports every weekday from 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score and the Odyssey app. Pat?
All right, Zach. Alex Bregman first up. Let's see if he can crank up a rally. The Cubs lead 1-0, trying to sweep the series, trying to win their 9th in a row, and trying to win their 15th consecutive home game at Wrigley, and trying to make it 19 of their last 22 in the win column. Amazing. Here comes the 2-0 now to Bregman, and that's going to be high ball 3. He'll take one here. Although with the wind blowing out, he might have a little different philosophy, Ron.
Yeah, it's a different ball game now all of a sudden from the first couple innings. The wind blowing out the straight center.
It's high for ball 4. We noticed that from Bregman in spring training and early in the season. He's very patient at the plate, and he'll be happy to take a walk.
Yep, he will. There's no doubt, but also he can be aggressive, and I think now's the time if you're to start getting some strikes. I think that was part of the reason Johnson went out to the mound when he did, to just make sure that his pitcher knew, this is a different ballpark now than what you started the game in.
Ian Happ now will swing and chop one foul. Ian called out on strikes his first time. Cubs 1, Reds nothing. 4th inning. Bregman a short lead being held by Steer. The pitch to Happ. Downstairs, the count 1-1.
Happ's the cleanup hitter today, as he is most of the time. That's sponsored by Chicagoland's Appliance Leader, Grand Appliance. Get your All-Star KitchenAid kitchen today at grandappliance.com.
The wind blowing straight out as Happ takes down low. Nobody's really taken advantage of the friendly breezes blowing straight out so far.
Yet.
It's just a matter of time.
That's right.
The right-hander Louder delivers. Happ looks at ball 3 down low. That's 3 in a row down.
Yeah.
This might be the pitch to hit.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think you're looking at Louder, and 3 of his 4 pitches all go down. 2-seam fastball, slider, changeup. The 4-seamer is the only pitch that he likes to pitch up in the zone with. This should be one of those.
Happ takes down low, ball 4. So now there's that feeling in the Cubs dugout. The pitcher has walked the first 2 hitters. Michael Busch coming up, but there's that feeling we've got to take advantage of this chance.
Yeah, this is the ideal situation for Michael Busch. Lefties have done much better against Louder than righties. Maybe not much, but they've done better. Yeah, and Michael Busch is starting to swing the bat and heat up. Be a good time for him to launch one to the middle of the diamond.
Walks to Cubs batters, sponsored by It's Not a Game, Illinois.com. Speeding in a work zone is like arguing with the umpire. A no-win. Mind the signs, avoid the fines. Ian Happ now with a 28-game on-base streak. That is a career high for him, on base with either a hit, walk, or hit by pitch. 28 straight games. And it puts 2 men on with nobody out now in this 4th inning.
This should be a great matchup for Michael Busch. Kind of a 3-quarter delivery right-hander, kind of cross-firing to the lefty. See if Michael takes advantage. Wind blowing out the straightaway center.
He takes the low and inside, ball 1. You can almost tell how conscious Rhett Louder is of the conditions, Ron. All of his misses have been downstairs.
Here they got an issue here. Terry Francona going out to the mound. And they think something's wrong with Louder. I'm not quite sure what. That he's going to the mound.
One of the trainers is out there, the manager, Francona, all of the infielders around the pitcher, Rhett Lauder. They're talking to him. Not sure what this would be, Ron.
It's an injury thing. Terry instantly he's screaming at the home plate umpire to get his attention and was walking out on the field, was not going to let him throw another pitch, and, shaking his head. And I'd be shocked if he stays in the game the way Francona is talking. Lauder's trying to talk his way into staying in this game. Okay, he did.
He's going to leave.
He's leaving, yeah.
So Lauder walks off along with the trainer and manager Terry Francona. A new pitcher coming in, and he'll get as much time as he deems necessary to prepare himself to play and pitch against the Cubs. Cubs have 2 men on. This is a key point in this game. We're in the 4th inning. Cubs lead 1-0. Michael Busch will have a count of 1-0 against the new reliever when he comes in. And pitching changes by the opposition. Those are always sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at Sloan.com. Still waiting for a new man to emerge from the Reds bullpen, but we'll take a timeout and we'll be back with more after this on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Molly and Hom, mornings 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-485-7220. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-485-7220 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-485-7220 to see if you qualify. That's 800-485-7220.
It is time to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app, save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Number of games are underway around Major League Baseball. Bottom of the 8th inning in New York. The Yankees with an 8-2 lead over the Rangers. Trent Grisham with a bases-clearing double for the Bronx Bombers. It's all tied up in Washington. Middle 7, Twins 5, Nationals 5. Ryan Jeffers with a solo shot for Minnesota. Number 5 on the year for him. The Guardians on top of the Royals. 4-0 now. In the bottom of the 4th inning, Slade Ciccone is on the hill for Cleveland. Mets and Rockies are underway in Colorado. They are scoreless in the top half of the 2nd inning. Later on this afternoon, the Pirates continue their series in Arizona against the Diamondbacks. Mitch Keller will be on the mound for Pittsburgh. He's 3-1 this season with a 2.85 ERA. Fellow right-hander Zach Gallen will be throwing for the Diamondbacks, 1-2, a 4.45 ERA. The Phillies are home against the A's. Pat, you mentioned Ian Happ now with an on-base streak of 28 games. Nick Kurtz of the A's has reached base in 30 straight games, the longest active streak in the major leagues. The Orioles will face the Marlins tonight in Miami. The Red Sox are hosting the Rays this evening at Fenway Park. And out west, the Cardinals are in San Diego to take on the Padres. Pat?
Zach, thank you. The new Reds pitcher is going to be Connor Phillips. But since the starter, Rhett Lauder, left because of either an illness or an injury, we're not sure. We won't speculate what it was, but he left unceremoniously. And the new guy, these circumstances, always gets as many pitches as he needs to get ready. And usually it's a couple or 3 or 4 minutes. He wants to throw a few breaking balls and get nice and loose before he goes to work in the middle of a big league game.
Now you figure he was sitting down in the bullpen. Most guys get down there right before game time, and the game's going along. There's the Cubs are up 1-0, no issues, and then all of a sudden you're in the game. So you've done nothing to get your body hot. So it takes a little bit to get back ready to pitch.
We're excited to find out that the great Oscar Robertson, a true NBA legend, former guard in the NBA, and one of the all-time greats, he is in the ballpark today, and he's going to throw out, or he's going to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," I should say. And we're hoping he drops by. He's a guy that I've admired for many, many decades. And he played before I really was aware of a lot of things, but he was, for example, the first NBA player to average a triple-double over a full season.
Think of that.
And he was a guard, and he averaged 11.5 rebounds. Think about that.
Right.
But he was a tremendous player, unstoppable. And I am old enough to have watched him later in his career, and he was so smooth, and I remember the free throws he put up and the baseline jumpers and the just the overall game of the great Oscar Robertson. But he's here today. All right. Ready for the resumption of play. Michael Busch is facing Connor Phillips. Here's the pitch to Michael. It's high and outside for a ball. Cubs at first and second, nobody out. This is a potential turning point in this game. Cubs already lead 1-0, trying to sweep all four in the series. And now the 2-0 to Busch. Low and inside. This should be a good pitch to hit, Ron. Do you give him the green light on 3-0?
I would say if you feel like you can go ahead and let it rip, I'm going to guess he's going to take this. Phillips right out of the bullpen. I'm not sure if he's quite ready yet.
3-0. You were exactly right. He was taking all the way for a strike.
Phillips, hard thrower, 97 miles an hour. We've seen the fastball and breaking ball so far, but fastball gets movement at 97 miles an hour.
Here's the pitch, swinging a bouncing ball to right side. Base hit right field, off the glove of Steer. Bregman will stop at third, and the bases are loaded. Busch, a big bouncer to the hole on the right side. The first baseman, Steer, tried to backhand the ball on a short hop. That's always a tough play. And he had to kick off the leather and hop into right field for a base hit. And the bags are now loaded, and a great scoring chance for the Cubs with Michael Conforto coming up.
Yeah, for Steer, this is very tough play. Ball comes up and hits him in the heel of the glove, kind of that backhand side. Bregman wanted to score. It was kind of one of them coin flips, whether you're going to send him or not.
Conforto swings and fouls it away. Left side. Wind still blowing straight out. Conforto's home run is the difference in the game. That came in the second inning. Reds have the infield back. Bases loaded, nobody out. Fourth inning, Cubs lead 1-0. Phillips ready from the stretch. And the pitch low and inside. It's 1-1. Almost a wild pitch.
Yeah, that ball, he pulled that one way inside, almost hit Conforto in the back knee.
Phillips ready again. Here comes the 1-1. Off speed outside. The count 2-1. Now, if you're a man in this spot and a pitcher, you don't really want to go to 3-1. Not with the wind blowing out. I say this is a hittable pitch right here.
Absolutely. This has got to be an aim at the middle of the strike zone.
There it is, a strike, 2-2, breaking ball.
Yeah, a little backdoor breaking ball. It ended up in the middle of the plate, but started out away. Big pitch.
Now 2-2 on Conforto, trying to give the Cubs a comfortable lead. And the pitch, low and inside, 3-2.
Phillips
now the crowd's going to get into it.
Phillips has had more command, Pat, of his breaking ball than he has the fastball so far.
And the 3-2. Outside ball for it, forces in a run. Conforto has driven in both runs in the game with a homer and now a bases-loaded walk. It is 2-0 Cubs. 8 RBIs on the year for Conforto and the batter Dansby Swanson. And now if you're the Cubs, you're thinking big inning.
Yeah, this is one of those situations. 1 run in, bases loaded, nobody out. And you do a ball hit in the gap or a couple hits in a row, and you can break the game open early.
Dansby swings and fouls it back. Swanson grounded out his first time. Happ now the runner at third. Bush at second. Conforto at first.
Big gap in left center field.
And the 0-1. It's a curveball down low, and the count 1-1.
The left fielder Blade playing way to the pull side and left. Center fielder Myers just 1 or 2 steps to the pull side, so big gap in left center field.
The infield plays back, of course. And now the 1-1. Bouncing ball to third, gloved by Hayes, steps on the bag, throws home, and safe at the plate because the catcher Stevenson did not tag the runner. Hayes stepped on the bag at third. That forced the runner there. That eliminated the force at home, and the Cubs are going to get another run out of this. The catcher Stevenson had to tag the runner once his third baseman stepped on the bag. Do I have that right?
You do, absolutely. The one hopper hit the third. Hayes fields this ball and then gives himself a throwing lane. Stevenson just catches it with his foot on the plate and doesn't tag Happ, and he doesn't. He's confused, but you have to tag. Once you give up the force, you got to tag him at home, and he did not. So the Cubs get a kind of a free run there.
1 away, runners at first and second, a run in on the play. It's 3-0 Cubs. Here's a drive foul down the left field line by Pete Crow Armstrong. So the runner who was on second going to third is out. That was let me double check. That was Michael Bush. Here comes the 0-1. On the way to PCA. Bouncing ball toward the middle. Base hit center field. Rounding third. Heading home is another run. And stopping at third on the play, Dansby Swanson. Conforto scoring. And the Cubs now lead by a score of 4-0. Pete Crow Armstrong with a bouncing ball up the middle. Gets the RBI. That's his 16th of the year.
Yeah, this is just a ground ball that, you know, with the shifting nowadays, even though it's not a total shift, the defense plays the opposite side to the middle, but the second baseman playing way around to the pull side. This ball just bounces through the middle.
The runner goes at first. It's going to be a stolen base for Pete. No throw forthcoming from Stevenson. Cubs lead 4-0. Still only 1 away with men at second and third. And Amaya, who walked his first time, will bat with the infield in now. And the pitch on the way. Miguel takes down low, and it's 2-0.
Well, I know the trend nowadays is to just, with first and third, you just let the guy steal a bag. Well, that's tough. You take away the double play, you know, that's just, everybody's doing it. I'm not quite sure about that one.
Bouncing ball, base hit to center. This is going to drive in 2 more runs. And the Cubs lead 6-0. Miguel Amaya with the infield in took advantage. Bouncing one between the shortstop McLean and the second base bag. And the Cubs have put a high 5 on the board in the inning and lead by half a dozen.
Now just another ground ball through the infield for a base hit to drive in 2 more. And it goes right back to what we were talking about. If you don't have, if you still got first and third, you don't just let the runner steal the bag. That's a double play ball. Instead, it's a 2-run single.
Nico Horn to the batter. And Nico will take down low. Amaya now with 8 runs batted in. That's been a feature of this Cub offense really all season run. The bottom of the order doing their share and picking up their RBIs. Here's a drive into the gap, left center field, base hit. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Racing toward third is Amaya. He's going to get the green light. Here comes the relay throw to the plate. Amaya slides, safe. The ball bounces away, and over to third goes Horner. Listen to this crowd.
We just talked about the defense of the Reds. A huge gap in left center. Nico splits the gap in left center. Amaya coming all the way around from first. He scores. There's a play at the plate. He was actually called out originally by Scott Berry. He did not see that Stevenson never had the ball at home plate. Never caught the ball. And he ends up being safe. Big inning for the Cubs.
They have scored 6. Nico at third for Moises Ballesteros, and he takes inside. 3 walks and 4 hits for the Cubs in the inning, including the last 3 batters in a row with base hits. Moises takes low. He's the 9th man to bat in the inning, and there's still only 1 away. Seven nothing Cubs. Ballesteros takes a strike. Nico, the leadoff man, gets a couple of RBIs and now has, I've got 29 for the year. Is that right?
Yep. How about this inning? Now, there is 1 out, but every hitter that's come to the plate has reached base this inning because there was a force and
Pitch is called a
at
ball.
third.
Catch a challenge.
3-1. The Reds are going to challenge that last pitch, and they were right.
Pitch is a strike.
It was a
Cincinnati
strike to
challenge remaining.
Ballesteros. So now the count 2-2 on Moises. Ballesteros with a runner at third, trying to drive in another run. The wind is blowing out. You can never really feel secure in these conditions. You got to keep adding on. And here's a drive to left. In the corner, back is Blade making the catch. Waltzing in and scoring is Nico Horner. And the Cubs now lead by a score of 8-0. Nice job by Ballesteros. Ron, he picks up the RBI.
Absolutely. You don't want to leave those guys out there. And he was looking for a pitch out over the plate. He got it. And he hit this ball a long way down into the well. Caught right in front of the ivy for another run for the Cubs. A 7 spot here in this 4th inning.
Bases empty, 2 down for Alex Bregman. Now, I might be mistaken, but I've got 6 consecutive batters for the Cubs picking up an RBI. Is that what you got?
Yes, I do.
You don't see that very often. Here's the 1-0. Big chop to a charging third baseman, Hayes. He will gun it to first in time. But the Cubs score 6 and get a standing ovation. They try to sweep the series today, and they're looking good, leading 8-0. Zach Zaidman joins Ron Coomer in a moment. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Nico Horner. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Want to rethink what's possible? How about being an investor? Not just in your future, but in the future. Well, it all starts with Invesco QQQ. For more than 25 years, this single ETF has given investors a direct line to the NASDAQ 100. That's 100 leading innovators behind advances in personal tech, science, and robotics, just to name a few. And you can access it all with Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco QQQ is the proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
There are risks when investing in ETFs, including possible loss of money. ETFs' risks are similar to those of stocks. Investments in the tech sector are subject to greater risk and more volatility than more diversified investments. The NASDAQ 100 Index comprises the 100 largest non-financial companies on the NASDAQ. You can't invest directly into an index. Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Visit Invesco.com for a prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully before investing. Invesco is not affiliated with the Chicago Cubs. Invesco Distributors, Inc.
Join us at Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, our biggest trade event of the year, May 14th through the 17th. Trade in your RV and get the highest value guaranteed. Then upgrade for less with new RVs starting as low as $94 a month. Plus, take 25% off select maintenance services. Save up to 40% on camp-ready must-haves. And enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Red, White, and New Trade event at your local Camping World, May 14th through the 17th. We'll see you there.
Surround yourself in color with Regal Select from Benjamin Moore. Rich, durable, and effortlessly beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
Top of the fifth, Blake Dunn at the plate for the Reds. Shota Imanaga deals and starts him off with a fastball for a strike. Count is 0-1. It's been all Cubs this afternoon, an 8-0 lead after scoring 7 times in the fourth. The 0-1 delivery by Imanaga. Dunn takes a ball up high. The count is 1-1.
Now, Oscar Robertson was here. He was in the hallway. Pat just met him. I believe he was on TV in our booth with a Cubs jersey on. Now, he's a Cincinnati guy, right? And there's a whole thing about him. And I'll tell you what, we'd have him back in a hurry because he was instant offense.
Dunn fouls that last pitch back, 1-2 the count. Yeah, Robertson played his college ball at Cincinnati, won a championship there. Here comes the 1-2. Dunn swings and misses. Strike 3. Imanaga gets him with the splitter. One away. The first out is sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity. Imagine that. And then Robertson went on to play for the old Cincinnati Royals in the NBA. They've moved around a whole bunch since then. Now the Royals are the Sacramento Kings. But yeah, if Oscar Robertson wants to help the Cubs the rest of the way, go ahead. Here comes Ke'Bryan Hayes. He looks at a ball off the outside.
He keeps throwing up 7 spots. Mr. Ricketts is going to hire him to hang out here at the ballpark. I can promise you that.
This series has had a little bit of everything, hasn't it?
Yeah, yes, it has.
Here's the 1-0 to Hayes. He swings and lines one for a base hit into right. The Reds have had a man on base in every inning of this game, but it's the Cubs up 8-0 with 1 on and 1 out here on the top of the fifth, and Dane Myers doing.
Hayes with 2 hits in the ball game. He comes into the game really struggling at only under 140, and now he's got 2 hits. That last stroke was a pretty good one. That pitch up and away, and he shot it the other way.
That's what you always talk about when you're slumping. Use the other side of the field.
Your timing gets better. You see the ball a little longer.
So Hayes at first, Myers at the plate. Imanaga delivers. And Myers looks at a fastball for a strike. 0-1, flinched there. Wind blowing straight out. Partly cloudy afternoon here at Wrigley Field. Shota sets at the belt, looks at first, and the pitch. High and outside, 1-1 on Myers. Rhett Lauder left in the 4th inning after walking the first 2 batters. The Reds say he's got shoulder discomfort in his right arm. Now the 1-1. Foul back out of play by Myers off to the right, 1-2.
There's no wonder he came out of the game then. He wasn't going to be able to talk his way in. He was trying, but Terry Francona was not going to let him stay in the game if his shoulder's bothering him. We get too much season left to have one of your starting pitchers, pitching like that.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Imanaga zips a fastball by Myers, 2 away.
Imanaga with 9 punch outs now in the ball game here with 2 outs in the 5th. He has been on a roll here his last few starts. That split finger has been great, along with command of his fastball.
Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. The batter now, Matt McClain, the shortstop today. Here's the pitch. Oh, and inside, almost hit McClain with a breaking ball. 1-0. Ke'Bryan Hayes at first base, 2 down, top 5 Cubs with an 8-0 lead, trying to sweep this 4-game set. And the 1-0. High and outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Big hole on the right side of the infield with Horner up the middle just to the right of second. And Bush holding on Hayes at first. The pitch. Misses high, but the Cubs are going to challenge that one.
Yeah, Maya thought that was a strike, a little split finger down. I think Scott Barry had it low, but Amaya did not. Let's see where we're at here in just a second. Strike.
So good eye by Amaya. 2-1 now the count. That ball strike challenge sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. McLean, a right-handed batter, hits out of a crouch, uses a slight toe tap. Imanaga, the left-hander, checks first. That's where Hayes is. Now the pitch. In the zone for strike, a splitter, 2-2.
These guys are really having a tough time with Imanaga's split finger. Between that and the fastball, they're not picking up the split, and they're all flinching when the ball's about halfway to home plate.
The pitch. Low. So McLean has worked a full count. From a hitter's perspective, what do you think it is about Shota that's causing the flinch?
Well, I know exactly what it is. They're seeing fastball out of the hand, and then all of a sudden that pitch is changing direction as it's halfway to home plate.
Imanaga misses low and inside, ball 4. So McLean draws a 2-out walk. Hayes heads to second, so 2 on, 2 out. Ellie De La Cruz will stand in. He's 0 for 2 today.
You know, it's the old optical illusion. You see he's got great arm action with the pitch. So the arm comes flying through. You see the palm of the hand. You see fastball, but it's actually a split, and then the ball backs up and it moves one way or the other and down. You're just not seeing it right.
De La Cruz hits a high fly ball deep right center field. Conforto back near the wall, makes a backhanded catch, slamming against the ivy. Nice play just to the right of the 368 marker in right center field. The Reds lead 2. Middle 5. Cubs 8. Cincinnati nothing. On the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago. This is Craig Counsell. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
Well, what's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Coom here. Baseball's been around a long time, since the 1800s, when pitchers threw underhand. You know what's been around even longer? Yuengling. Yuengling started brewing in 1829. People were drinking a cold Yuengling before baseball even existed. No box scores, no seventh-inning stretches, just great beer that stood the test of time for 197 years. So next time you're at a ballpark, grab a Yuengling Traditional Lager, because just like baseball, legends stand the test of time. Yuengling is proud to be the official beer of the Cubs Radio Network.
DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA.
Every team needs a closer. Injured? Dial Pound Law. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Proud partner of the Chicago Cubs, Morgan & Morgan, 332 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago.
Reds have a new man on the mound to begin the bottom of the 5th inning. Right-hander Luis May takes over. 2 games this season, an ERA of 3. All Cubs, 8-0 the score over the Reds. Here in the finale of this 4-game set, as we get set for the last of the 5th. Cleanup man Ian Happ will lead things off. Here's the pitch by May. Happ swings and fouls it away, out of play, just to the left of us. 0-1. All opponent pitching changes are sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com. As Hack looks at a ball off the outside, 1-1 the count. Cubs up 8-0. I want to congratulate Officer Pat Cardwell on his retirement after 28 years in the Joliet Police Department.
Oh, wow.
Hack swings and misses, 1-2 the count. Impressive stuff. And also congratulations to his wife, Megan, because
yeah,
it takes a team. Here's the pitch. Happ swings and misses. Strike 3. Turns around and asks the home plate umpire, Scott Berry, if he swung and missed at a strike. And I believe Berry told him, yeah, it was right at the bottom of the zone. 1 away.
I was just in Joliet last week, and I'm sure the entire Joliet police force, the Will County police force, the mayor, you know, Terry Darcy, the mayor of Joliet, everybody was out there with the baseball game that I was at in Joliet at the prison, Joliet prison. It was very cool. So, yeah, Joliet is, you know, doing some neat things.
Michael Bush at the plate, fouled off the first pitch, then looks at a slider for a strike. Count is 0-2. You're just saying you liked watching baseball in the prison because the left field wall was short, right?
Very much so. Yeah.
About 200 feet.
I would have liked to have taken BP and hit balls off the prison wall. That would have been cool. You know, me and my buddy from Lockport, we went there, Kenny Banks, who is a great friend, Olympic high jumper from Lockport.
Bush looks at a ball low, 2-2.
We're driving up to the prison, and we're looking at each other going, we've been driving past this place all our life and praying that we stay out of here. And now we're driving in for a baseball game. And I was like, this is odd.
Bush hits a high fly ball deep left center field. Myers goes back, reaching for the wall, leaps. Does he make the catch? Yes, he does. Against the ivy. What a play by center fielder Dane Myers. 2 away.
Now, you can't do it much better than this. And he does it exactly right. He goes to the wall. And this ball misses going into the basket by inches. As it's coming down, it misses that front edge of the basket barely. Now, Myers did not get back to the wall in the first game of this series and then leaped and the ball got behind him. Now, today, twice, he has gotten back to the wall in a hurry and made very nice plays.
Michael Conforto at the plate takes a ball low and inside. The next pitch is a ground ball, base hit up the middle. Conforto with his second hit of the ball game. He's reached base now safely 3 times today. A 2-out single here in the 5th. Cubs up 8-0.
Boy, I think Michael's feeling it right now. Walk-off home run, and in this series, he's swinging the bat. He's got a couple hits in today's game with a home run. The ball he hit to right was early in the game, folks. The wind was blowing out to just straight, like at the left field foul pole, so he hit it right into the wind. Now the wind, because of the weather conditions, is blowing out towards center. But he hit that home run. He hit that ball a ton. It made it to the second row.
Dansby Swanson looks at a slider up high. 1-0 the count. A long set by May. Now the pitch. Swanson swings and pops it foul out of play off to the right. 1-1 the count. Cubs U enrollment is now open for all college students. Get discounted Cubs tickets all season long by texting Cubs U to 88019. Cubs with an 8-0 lead. Man at first, 2 away as Swanson looks at a slider off the outside, 2-1.
I want to wish a happy birthday to one of our friends, 2 booths over. Miguel Esparza, our Spanish play-by-play guy here for the Chicago Cubs. Great guy, great singer, but one of our friends, and it's his birthday today, so happy birthday, Miggy. He is down there broadcasting for Spanish radio today.
He's got that booming voice. He's had 3 phenomenal walk-off calls the last few nights. Swanson calls time after looking at a slider for a strike along the inside edge. 2-2 the count. And Miguel, Cubs gave him this monster-sized chocolate cake.
How was it?
It was phenomenal. He didn't want to eat it, gave it to me. I downed it. Here comes the 2-2. Bouncing ball hit on the left side. Charging McLean. Fields on a belt-high hop. Rifles a throw to first to get Swanson. for out number 3. Conforto stranded on the bases. After 5, it's the Cubs with an 8-0 lead over Cincinnati on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
The Cubs play here on 104.3 The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans. Southwest Airlines here on why flying Southwest from Chicago just makes sense. The nonstops you want, the reliability you need, and an elevated experience. With free Wi-Fi for Rapid Rewards members thanks to T-Mobile, plus options for extra legroom seats. They're like a 7th inning stretch for your whole flight. Southwest Airlines, official airline of your Chicago Cubs. Visit southwest.com/airfare-types-benefits for more information. Available on Wi-Fi enabled designated aircraft.
Imagine having your skull detached from your spine to save you from paralysis. When Phil came to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, his spine was digging into his brainstem, but our team developed a plan to rebuild his spine.
Nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Northwestern Medicine is pioneering treatments for the toughest conditions. Incredibly, Phil was walking just days after surgery.
As Phil's nurse, I'm proud to be on a team that's changing lives.
Northwestern Medicine, better.
The Volvo XC90 is equipped with 7-seat versatility for surprise team practice carpools, dynamic storage for when quick stops at the antique market turn into a whole new living room set, with Google built in for when you choose the road more exciting, and innovative technology and advanced safety features for all your precious cargo. The Volvo XC90, designed for life. Visit volvocars.com/US to learn more. Google is a trademark of Google LLC. Life's easier when you've got the Consumers Credit Union team cheering for you. Partner with the people in your corner today at myconsumers.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Top of the 6th inning, and let's see what's on tap here in the 6th inning. Sponsored by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. All Cubs. Shota with 9 punch-outs in the game through the first 5, partner, and the Cubs up 8-0. I would say that's all Cubs, huh?
He is just going to concentrate on throwing strikes. First pitch in there for a strike to Sal Stewart. A 7-run inning in the 4th broke open a close game. And now let's see if the Cubs can just hang on and finish off the 4-game sweep. And finish off, how about a 7-0 homestand?
That's pretty good.
Cubs looking for their 9th straight win. High fly ball, deep left field. This is going to leave the yard. All the way back and about halfway up into the bleachers off the bat of Sal Stewart. It's a solo home run, and the Reds get on the board. It's now 8-1.
Well, I'll say this. You got an 8-0 lead. You're not going to get behind too many guys and play around. You're going to throw pitches over the plate, make them swing the bat. Shota throws this 4-seam fastball, and this one just stays mid-thigh center cut. Stewart didn't miss it.
The great Oscar Robertson is in the press box right now. I had a chance to meet him. He was very, very nice and pleasant. I'm not sure if he'll be able to stop by or not, but he is going to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Now, he has a very distinct nickname, Big O.
The Big O.
All right.
Here comes the 0-1 to Spencer Steer. Swing and a miss. He would have played against legends like Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell back in the day.
Now, did you tell him your nickname?
Gunner?
Gunner. The Gunner.
I don't think he would have been as impressed.
I was when I first heard it.
Here is a chopper. Foul left side.
I've played with some guys with some good nicknames. Rocket, I mean, some really good ones. The Igniter.
Sure, Paul Molitor, the Igniter.
Hawk. And the Gunner. And the Big O.
Here comes the 0-2. It's taken high and outside for a ball. He was really, I was thinking of him, he was really the first great big guard.
Yeah.
Before Magic Johnson came along, and Michael Jordan would even have to be considered a big guard. Here's a bouncing ball to short, backhanded. Nope, under the glove of Dansby Swanson. Safe at first is Steer. And let's see if that's going to be a rare error against Dansby Swanson. Tried to backhand the ball. It just stayed down on him. And went into left field.
Yep, he thought it was going to get one more hop, but it hits and stays right along the dirt. And Dansby, he kind of runs, he kind of goes out to this ball. And when you do that, your glove comes up a touch, it'll be an error on Dansby.
E6. A rare error for Dansby. He is human after all. 1 out, 1 on, 1 in here in the inning. Or rather, nobody out. Stevenson, the batter. Stevenson has struck out twice. Cubs on top 8-1. Shota delivers a swing and a miss. Good change of pace. 1-1. Shota looking for his 4th win against 2 losses. Great offensive support for him today. And the pitch to Stevenson, a swing and a miss.
We got a couple birthday wishes here. Happy birthday to Katrina Vilovich. It's her birthday. So we wanted to say happy birthday to her.
Cubs looking for their 9th in a row. And now the 1-2. Fly ball, left center field, pretty well hit. Back goes PCA near the warning track. On the warning track now, makes the catch and fires it back in. And holding it first is Steer. I thought with the wind that ball might keep on sailing, but it stayed in the yard, and Per Armstrong made the play. 1 down, a man at first, and the batter is J.J. Bleday.
Now, if that ball's hit, let's say 15 minutes ago, that's a home run. The wind was really howling out. It is dying down now. It's not nearly as windy as it was, and that kept that ball in the ballpark.
Shota going to work on J.J. Bleday, and a curveball is down low for ball 1. Walks by Cubs batters. Sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. Speeding in a work zone is like arguing with the ump, a no-win. Mind the signs, avoid the fines. It's good writing. There's a curveball, a check swing. It's down low, and it's 1-1.
First out in the inning, sponsored by Xfinity, reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Imagine that. Good writing, you say.
Absolutely. Here it rhymes. Here's the next pitch in there for a strike. 1-2. If I knew exactly who did the writing, I would give them proper credit.
Yeah.
Zach, that wouldn't have been you, would it?
I'm not that talented.
You're very modest, Zach. 1-2 on Bleday. And the pitch by Shota is down low for a ball, 2-2. Just thinking about Oscar Robertson. How do you average a triple-double in the NBA? Assists, rebounds, and points. It's remarkable when a guy does it once in a like, if you can get, say, 10 assists and 10 rebounds and 20 points in a game. Yeah. That's a huge game.
Yeah, it's a
if
massive
you do that
game,
once or twice a year, you're happy.
Right.
He averaged
right.
those numbers. Here's the pitch on the way. Check swing, it's fouled away. Sometimes the guy starts to swing and then says, wait a minute, I got to get out of the way of this thing.
Yeah.
And your body is moving and you're still kind of finishing your swing. It looks a little awkward. Shota at 90 pitches, so he's nearing the end of his day. And he has just walked J.J. Bleday. 2 men on with 1 away. Cub bullpen will get started. And it brings up Blake Dunn. They got Amaya, the catcher, out to see about him, and Tommy Hotovy, the pitching coach, will make a trip to the mound.
Yep. Kind of slow things down a little bit, give Shota a little chance to catch his breath. He said he has 91 pitches in the ballgame. He has been outstanding so far today with 9 punch-outs here in the ballgame already.
We're going to take a look at a little baseball history as we move along. We're in the 6th inning. Cubs leading by a score of 8-1. And this date in baseball history is brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. It's time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. May the 7th down through the baseball years. Let's see. Now here's one, Rob. We take flying from city to city for granted, but it was on this date in 1940 the Brooklyn Dodgers became the first National League team to fly when they traveled by air to Chicago from St. Louis.
Wow.
1940. Here's the pitch to Dunn. It's bunted. It's going to be a good bunt, and that's going to be a base hit. Dunn bunts for the single. This ballgame is not over. In these conditions, you can have big innings at any time. The bags are now loaded with one away, and it brings up Ke'Bryan Hayes and one long ball, and the Reds are right back in this game.
Absolutely. This is one of those situations where don't always say it's a good move, but for Dunn, the Reds need base runners in big numbers. It was an excellent bunt.
Hayes will take a strike, 0-1.
Showed a split finger here this inning, has gotten up a little bit. He's not been able to quite get it going down to the zone or down below the zone like he did earlier.
Swinging a foul back by Hayes. It looked like Ke'Bryan was trying to elevate that ball and get it in the air somewhere.
That was another split in the middle of the plate. Up, mid-thigh, and see if he can bury one of these splits down towards the dirt.
The 0-2 pitch on the way to Hayes. Swing and a miss. There it is, Ron. Great call by you. The words were just out of your mouth, and bingo. A low splitter. Ended up down near the dust as Hayes swung and missed. Out number 2.
Well, Hayes had a pretty good swing at the pitch before and didn't hit it. And for a hitter, then you're seeing that pitch and you're on that speed. So a lot of times you'll see that same pitch again and you're in swing mode, but it's not a strike like the one before that, and that's exactly what happened to Hayes.
Dan Myers, the batter, he'll swing and miss, and he was trying to launch one out of here. Almost came out of his shoes. That really would be something if a guy ever did come out of his shoes with a swing. Here comes the 0-1. It's called strike 2. What's on your mind here, Ron?
Now he's throwing a couple splitters. This would be that pitch that we were talking about in the Hayes at bat, that one that ends up at the shoe tops. You don't want to leave this ball up in the zone at all.
It's 0-2. The pitch. Swinging a foul back out of play. Tried to sneak a fastball past him.
That was a mistake by Shota. Not the pitch, but the location. That one was in the middle of the plate.
Cubs leading 8-1. Top of inning number 6. Reds have the bases loaded and 2 down, and the 0-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. There's the splitter, and that's the inning. Another strikeout for Shota. That is his 10th in the game. Reds get a run on the home run by Stewart, but they leave 3. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Cubs 8, Reds 1 on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for every pitch of Cubs baseball on 104.3 The Score and the Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans. This season, the Chicago Cubs are pitching for chicken with Chick-fil-A. If the Cubs strike out 3 batters in any inning during a home game, everyone gets a reward from Chick-fil-A on their mobile app. That's 3 strikeouts, 1 inning. Find more details and official rules at CFAChicagoland.com. Keep listening every home game for your chance at a free reward and eat more chicken.
Strike three, you're out.
Hey, baseball fans, step up to the plate like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports is sports betting the way it should be, with no bet fees in Illinois. Circa Sports brings you player-friendly pricing, enhanced in-game options, exceptional customer service, and more. Whether you're betting with the home team or scouting the next big matchup, take your swing with the Circa Sports app. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com.
Hey, it's Zach Zaidman. Everybody knows that McGrath Acura of Westmont has great prices on new Acuras. But did you know they'll give you a generous offer on your vehicle even if you don't buy one from them? Just text the word value to 833-208-9324 to instantly receive your vehicle's value. McGrath Acura of Westmont is where I buy my cars. And when you do the math, you will too.
When you do the math, you choose McGrath. Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, a leader in comprehensive orthopedic care. Visit IBJI.com for locations.
And Carl Armstrong on deck for the Cubs. Shoes on Deck is sponsored by Timber Tech, decking and railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. Pat?
Pete Crow Armstrong leads off the bottom of the sixth inning for the Cubs. And Pete hits a big chopper towards second, charging Stewart. Short hop, underhand feed to first, gets him. Pete hustling down the line, out by half a step, one pitch, one away. Well, let's take a look at some baseball history here. I mentioned it's brought to you by the Village of Bedford Park. In the biggest comeback in Jacob Field history, the Indians scored 18 runs in their final three at-bats to overcome a 9-1 deficit to beat the Devil Rays by a score of 20-11. They were down 9-1, Ron, and they scored 18 in their final three at-bats. It would have been the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings. Tampa first baseman Fred McGriff set a major league record by homering in his 34th different park. Fred McGriff would be a Hall of Famer someday.
Yeah, Crime Dog, my old teammate here in Chicago and in L.A. Now, does it say about that game, the time of game?
What is that? I'm sorry.
Time of game for that one? Because that sounds like one of them games that you'd really like to have called.
Pitches a strike. Chicago has one challenge remaining.
That's when you want to renegotiate your contract and get paid by the word.
1-2 on Miguel Amaya. The pitch on the way. It's down low for a ball, a check swing. Miguel had a clutch 2-run single in that big fourth inning rally in which the Cubs scored 7 times. And that inning is the difference in this game. 8-1 Cubs as Amaya chops it foul. But the game run is so unpredictable. You never really can take a lead in a game for granted or a lead in the standings for granted.
Yeah. Seen it too many times. You know, you can standings. We've seen, within a week's period, in major changes, 3, 4, 5 games, leads get washed away.
The pitch is behind Amaya and hits him in the backside. Amaya kind of looked out at the mound as if to say, what was that all about?
Yep. Pitcher instantly just turned his back. He, like that was not intentional, that's for sure, as it was down around his ankle. So it wasn't something that he was trying to hit Amaya with.
Luis May, the new pitcher for the Reds, M-E-Y. 1 out, 1 on. Back to the top of the order for Nico Horner. Nico had a run-scoring double his last time. And the pitch on the way to Nico is outside for a ball. Cubs trying to sweep a 4-game series from a division rival. That's never easy. Strike to Horner. 1 ball, 1 strike. A couple of thoughts on 4-gamers, Ron. They don't seem nearly as long when you're the home team and you're playing well. But if you're on the road, a 4-game series seems to take forever.
Oh, you think Cincinnati, and we've been there, right? I'm not speaking like, everybody goes through this. And when you do this long enough, playing, broadcasting, you have these weeks where you can't get out of that town fast enough.
And that's the way the Reds must feel about now. Here's a pitch outside, but you're right. We've been there. Everyone's been there who's been in the game for a while.
And now the wind again, Pat, is changing again. Surprising, I know, to you and all these years of being at Wrigley Field. It is blowing in now from center field.
The pitch to Nico, low and inside, ball 4. Actually, Ron, I would say that benefits the Cubs.
No doubt.
It decreases the likelihood of any kind of a big comeback by Cincinnati.
Absolutely. The wind blowing in now. Now it's a pitcher's park again. It started out, the wind blowing just towards the left field corner. Then it was blowing out to straightaway center. Now it's blowing straight in from center field. And now it's a great pitcher's park.
1 out, 2 men on. Cubs lead by 7. And Moises Ballesteros bangs it foul off to the left and out of play.
I get a birthday wish quickly here, Pat. Some friends were here from Cambria, one of the companies that we use, and great friends of mine. They have somebody here with them. They were in the booth earlier, Bridget Palco. It's her birthday today, so happy birthday to you, Bridget. Appreciate you spending your birthday here at Friendly Confines.
And we welcome them to Wrigley, absolutely.
Yeah.
Ballesteros with green batting gloves on either hand. And the pitch to Moises, a check swing, it's down low. Runners at first and second. Cubs lead 8-1. Cubs will be heading down to the Lone Star State to take on the Rangers this weekend. And the next pitch, low and inside, 2-2. Cubs have not yet named their starting pitcher for tomorrow night. The Rangers are going to go with Kumar Rocker. And tomorrow's game begins at 7:05 Central Time. And the 2-2, Ballesteros bounces one toward the middle. McLean gloves it, steps on second, and he gets the 6 unassisted fielder's choice. Horner out at second, advancing to third on the play is Amaya. Ballesteros takes over at first. Now there are 2 down, and the batter is Alex Bregman.
Now, this is one of these plays that is, won't get any conversation or anything, but there's one way to play the game. Nico Horner went into second base as hard as you could go in trying to beat the shortstop from touching the base. He went in head first and made it a bang-bang play at second in a game that's 8-1 here later in the game. That's how you play the game.
It's almost run where hustle and hard play becomes a habit.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
And that's a very good habit for any athlete in any sport to get into.
But that's, managers, both managers, scouts, everybody sees that. That's a baseball guy. You see that.
And you start thinking about the razor-thin differences between teams and records, especially as you get into late September, early October, where playoff spots are being won or lost. Here comes the 2-1. A little pop fly on the infield. This is going to end the inning, I believe, as the shortstop McLean comes in and makes the catch. Might have been Stewart that made the catch on that play. It is a pop out. I'm going to say pop 4. Stewart caught that ball. Cubs don't score. We go to the 7th inning. It's the Cubs 8 and the Reds 1. This is The Score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Matthew Boyd. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
There are trucks, and then there's the 2026 GMC Sierra with the capability to handle what life throws your way. That's the GMC Sierra, where power meets precision in a truck that leads where it matters most. GMC Sierra, it's the truck. We are professional grade. During GMC Truck Month, well-qualified buyers get 2.9% APR for 72 months on 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 models. Plus, no monthly payments until after Labor Day. See your local GMC dealer today. Monthly payment is $1,515 for every $1,000 you finance. Average example down payment is 9.6%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers will not qualify. Deferred monthly payments for 130 days. Excludes residents of Pennsylvania. Down payment required at signing if applicable. Finance charges accrue from date of financing. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 6/1/26.
Hey, this is Matt Spiegel. For that painting project, you need a free estimate, reliable communication, and professional painting all at the right price. That's why I called CertaPro Painters. They were true professionals. Make sure you ask about their spring sales event for 10% off qualifying projects through May 15th. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When you choose a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Right-hander Trent Thornton, who picked up the win in last night's ball game, is now the new man on the mound for the Cubs. Matt McLain leading things off for Cincinnati. McLain has singled and struck out and had a base on balls.
Thornton with a welcome to Chicago, right from Iowa to the Cubs all yesterday, and he gets the W. One of the more exciting ball games of the year, and he finishes it out for the Cubs.
1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch on the way to McLain is inside. This date in baseball history, May the 7th. Let's see what happened. 1992, here's one. Sammy Sosa hit his first home run as a Chicago Cub. It was a solo shot off of Houston's Ryan Bowen. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 2. And it came leading off the bottom of the first inning. Sammy Sosa was a leadoff hitter in 1992. Fastball is upstairs, 3-2.
How about Sammy leading off for the Cubs?
Yeah.
Pitcher called a ball, the catcher shouted.
That didn't last long, him leading off.
Every once in a while, I put something else in the baseball notes. This happened during the baseball season, but it was the NBA playoff game. Michael Jordan beat Cleveland with a foul line jumper at the buzzer over a guy named Craig Elo. Remember him?
Oh, gosh, yeah. That's a famous shot.
Bouncer to short, fielded by Swanson, over to first in time. And the great Oscar Robertson is going to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game today, so I happily read that note about the great Michael Jordan.
Yeah, that's a famous highlight shot here in Chicago of Jordan hitting that kind of hanging in the air jump shot over Craig Elo.
Tough shot.
Yeah.
De La Cruz will take a strike 0-1, and Elo did everything he could.
Yeah.
A lot of guys did everything they could to stop Jordan. Here's the 0-1, down low for a ball.
You wonder, there's been a lot of great competitors in professional sports. I've played with some of them. I don't know if there's ever a guy that was a bigger competitor and had that will to want to win any more than Michael Jordan.
I remember John Sally, was that his name? The guy for the Pistons?
Pistons and Bulls. He played for the Bulls too. Yeah.
He was talking about Jordan, and they were talking about various guards, and he said, Jordan, he's just got too much junk in his trunk. I thought that said it all.
Yeah.
3-1 on De La Cruz. Cubs lead 8-1. And now Thornton coming back to De La Cruz. He drives onto deep right field. Going back is Conforto. It's over his head up against the vines at the indentation of the wall and straightaway right. It's a double for Ellie De La Cruz.
Now nothing Conforto. First seam fastball inner half about mid-thigh. De La Cruz hits a bullet to the right. One hops in the well area off the ivy. Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
A guy by the name of Wes Parker hit for a cycle on this date in 1970 for the Dodgers against the Mets. Stewart, the batter, takes inside for a ball. Stewart homered his last time up, Ron.
Yeah, he hit that ball a long way. That was when the wind was blowing out.
Cubs lead 8-1. Stewart takes inside and high, 2-0.
First out in the inning, sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
Cubs trying to win their 15th consecutive home game. Think about that for a minute. The average series would be 3 games. That's 5 full series against big league competition without a loss.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And this is a 4-gamer here. Here's a swing and a foul back. You're in that stage of the season where you just try to stockpile as many wins as you possibly can. You know that there are going to be bumps and hiccups along the way. You're not going to be able to win 100 games in a row or 90 out of 100. That's absurd. But you can play great ball and build up a very nice lead.
Absolutely.
And intimidate people who are trying to chase you.
Cubs are in first place right now. 3.5 games up in first place.
Here's the 3-2, fouled away off to the right, out of play. And how about the confidence level among the ball players on the Cubs, Ron? When you build up a record, right now it's 25-12. What does that do for the individuals?
Everybody thinks every day you're going to win. That's the mentality now.
Bouncer toward the middle, glove by Horner. He'll throw to first in time. Going to third on the play, De La Cruz. And the batter is Steer.
But yeah, the confidence level in the dugout as you're coming down, let's say, to start the ball game, you're expecting to win. I mean, that's just, doesn't matter what the other team is doing. You're doing something every night to win ball games. And they're as contagious as it is to have some bad things happen. That is just as contagious to have good things happen. And Cubs are on that roll right now.
Spencer Steer takes a strike. What you're saying was, to me, in evidence in this series. Late in games 1, 2, and 3, the Reds looked like they were in a spot to win the game.
Yep.
They had chances to win all 3. Cubs able to walk off 3 straight wins, but it just looked like the Cubs had confidence. Never say die, grinding out every at-bat. Trying to ride that good wave as long as you can. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Inside for a ball, 2-1. Sure is fun, though, isn't it?
Oh, my. This last homestand's been very entertaining.
Cubs lead 8-1. And the next pitch missing for ball 3, 3-1.
Thornton thought that one might have been a strike. It was definitely high cutter. See if we can get this one down in the zone. 2 outs, 3-1 count. You want to make Steer swing the bat.
Look out, up and in, ball 4. Steer gets the walk. 2 men on, 2 down for Tyler Stevenson. Cubs pitching changes, by the way. Sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at Sloan.com. Let's bring in Zach and see if he has some updates from around big league ball. Zach, what's going on?
There are a few games that are underway and in progress. Bottom of the 7th inning in Kansas City. The Guardians lead the Royals by a score of 8-4. Bottom of the 5th inning in Colorado, it's the Mets 2 and the Rockies 1. Top of the 4th in Arizona, Diamondbacks on top of the Pirates 2-1. It's Tommy Hotovy. It's back to the Cubs dugout along the third base line. Pat, a few finals. The Nationals beat the Twins 7-5. Keibert Ruiz hit the go-ahead home run for Washington. The Yankees blast the Rangers 9-2.
Okay, Zach, thank you. Here it's an 8-1 Cubs lead. Top of inning number 7. 2 down, men at first and third. Stevenson pops it up foul off to the right and out of play.
Good fastball down and in to Stevenson after walking Steer. Tommy, I'm sure, talking about being more on the attack with this lead Cubs have.
Here's the 0-1. It's outside for a ball.
Thornton with a very good arm. He's rushing it up there in the mid-90s. 94, 95.
The great Oscar Robertson ready to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game here in a few minutes. Pop fly on the infield. The second baseman Horner is there. He's got it, and that ends the inning. Reds don't score. They leave a pair. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is time for the stretch. Here is an NBA legend, Oscar Robertson.
Or Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Olympian, NBA champion, and one of the greatest players in NBA history, Oscar Robertson.
All right, Cub fans, let me hear you. A 1, 2, 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. I made some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Root for the Cubbies. I feel when it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes you out at the old ball game. Let's get some runs.
This is your home for every pitch of Cubs baseball on 104.3 The Score and the Cubs Radio Network.
The winning lineup for your home starts with the appliance experts at Grand Appliance. From large capacity Maytag laundry to versatile KitchenAid kitchens, Grand Appliance brings together the brands that help your home perform like an all-star. And with fast delivery and professional installation, Grand makes it easy to upgrade your home with the latest appliance innovations. Shop grandappliance.com or one of their 12 Chicagoland locations to learn more. That's Grand Appliance, Chicago's hometown appliance leader since 1930.
The Heat and Frost Insulators and Illinois Regional Insulation Contractors want to remind you that fire stopping saves lives. If your commercial building, manufacturing, or industrial facility was recently under construction or rehabbed, you'll want to make sure your fireproofing is up to date. Certified and skilled insulation technicians will install fire stop systems that comply with national flame and temperature ratings. For a list of skilled Illinois Regional Insulation Contractors, visit local17insulators.com.
Cubs batting in the bottom of the 7th inning with a comfortable lead of 8-1. Ian Happ first up, Michael Busch to follow, and then Michael Conforto. Cubs getting contributions from a lot of different players. They had a big inning in this one, 7 runs in the 4th inning, and they've had a comfortable lead ever since. 6 straight batters driving in runs in that rally. You don't see that very often. Michael Conforto had a bases-loaded walk. Dansby Swanson had a fielder's choice RBI ground out. Pete Crow Armstrong singled to drive in a run. Miguel Amaya singled to drive in 2. Nico Horner had a double that drove in a run. And Moises Ballesteros, a sac fly.
Yeah, that's... You don't see that too often, do you?
Not 6 in a row. Maybe 3 or 4 in a row occasionally in a good rally, but 6 in a row, that is a team effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fouled away by Happ. It's 1-2. Here's the pitch on the way by Franco. And he misses inside. 2-2 on Ian Happ. These teams will play 13 games against each other, so 9 more after this one. Happ pops it up. It's playable for the third baseman, Hayes, on the edge of the outfield grass over near the line, and makes the catch, and that's out number 1. Happ is retired, and here's Michael Busch.
Let's see if Bushy can do a little damage here and keep the thing going. Bushy singled and scored in that 4th inning that you were talking about.
I was thinking about a 4-game series between the two, and I drifted back to last September, right after the Cubs clinched a playoff spot with a win in Pittsburgh. You'll remember, Ron, the final 10 days of the year, they had a 4-game series in Cincinnati and got swept by the Reds, all 4 games. Here's a fly ball to left, playable for the left-handed left fielder Blade, and he's got it, and it's out number 2. But now the Cubs are trying to return the favor of winning all 4. I'm looking at the schedule. I know that I saw this. The Cubs will have games in Cincinnati in July, starting on July 10. They'll have a series at the Great American Ballpark. It should be nice and warm. Should be a good hitting weather at that time. And the Cubs have a series in Cincinnati starting on September 18 as well. Here comes the 1-0. It's taken for a strike by Conforto. Conforto's been a big contributor. His homer started the scoring in the 2nd inning, and then his bases loaded walk was a contribution during the 7-run rally. And this comes after he won the game in the opener with a home run on Monday night. Sometimes it takes just one big hit for a guy who is new to a team to feel like he belongs, and then he fits right in and he starts playing and he starts contributing. There's a drive toward the gap in right center. It's going to be a base hit. It goes all the way to the vines. It's going to be a double from Michael Conforto. He's having quite a day. He's been on base 4 times. A single, a double, a home run, and a walk.
How about that? 2 RBIs, 3 hits. He's a triple shy of the cycle, which I don't know if he'll hit again, but just saying. And, you know, Craig Counsell putting him in there today to give Say a day off. And that's a pretty productive day for the guy that was on the bench yesterday is playing today.
Dansby Swanson, the batter, and he'll take outside. Saya might be thinking, you know, I don't know if I need all that many days off. Really? I'm a young, healthy athlete. You see the guy that takes your place have a day like this. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. It's inside for a ball. What's the old saying, Ron? Nothing cures a fever like a good sweat.
Yeah. I think Wally Pipp said that.
Here comes the 2-0 to Swanson. It's outside for a ball.
7th inning stretch today was sponsored by Volvo XC90. Room for everyone. Ready for wherever the road takes you.
There are always 2 levels of competition. One is you against the other team. And one is within your own team to win playing time. No matter the sport, you want to play. You don't want to be sitting on the bench.
That's right.
Right?
Absolutely.
Dansby takes ball 4. Cubs have 2 men on with 2 down for Pete Crow Armstrong. Looking at the highlight of his home run last night, he hit a very low pitch. I would say it was out of the strike zone low for the game-tying home run. He hits one in the air to left. It's going to stay in the park for Blade, and that ends the inning. Cubs don't score. It's on to inning number 8. Cubs 8, Reds 1 on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Michael Bush. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Chicago baseball fans, Ron Coomer here. Spring in the city means the return of baseball and the start of backyard season. If you're thinking about upgrading your outdoor space, TimberTech Decking combines advanced innovation with the beauty of real wood without the maintenance. Built for resilience through the Midwest weather, it's designed to perform season after season. Order free samples or connect with a contractor near you at timbertech.com. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Cubs fans, it's Pat Hughes. To ensure that your business goals get across home plate, consider relocating to the Village of Bedford Park. Learn more at villageofbedfordpark.com.
Top of the 8th inning here at Wrigley Field. Cubs up 8-1 here against Cincinnati. And this 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids. 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today, partner. And we Cubs have a new guy on the bump.
Gavin Holloway is his name. Big, tall, strong right-hander. He'll go to work on J.J. Blade. Blade pulls one foul down the right field line. Some seagulls have arrived. I think those are seagulls. Flying in the sky out in right center. I see one down the right field line. Probably looking for a little late afternoon snack. Now the 0-1 to Blade. There's a strike. Let's see how we did in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. Ron Coomer is the winner. Ron guessed 30,200. Boy, you were close. The actual figure, 30,441. Here's a pitch down low for a ball, 1-2. And the 1-2 on the way from Hollowell. Swung on, hit in the air, deep right center. Back toward the wall, Pete Crow Armstrong with a play, makes the catch. There have been a few balls today that I thought were going to sail out of here, but they didn't. That was one of them.
Yeah. And I'll say this, Blade in this series has really swung the bat well. That's the third ball he's hit in this series. And now he's hit a home run or two in this series, but that he crushed that didn't go out of the ballpark.
And when he gets home at the Great American Ballpark, those balls are going to sail out. Here is Blake Dunn taking a strike from Hollowell.
An hour ago, that's a home run. Wind has changed multiple times today, and now it's blowing in.
Right-hander to right-hander, the 0-1. Low and inside, kind of a sidearm sinker. 1-1.
Pitching changes by the Cubs. They're sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Cubs looking for their 9th consecutive win. Deep drive to left, trouble. Going back is Happ. That ball is gone. Blake Dunn with a home run to left, a line smash. And the Reds pull to within 8-2.
Yeah, that ball, line drive bullet out of the ballpark. No wind blocking that one. That low line drive, that one just sails right into the seats.
So the first two Reds hitters have made good contact against Gavin Hollowell. A warning track fly ball, and now a line drive homer by Blake Dunn. The Cub lead is 8-2. Key Brian Hayes checks in, and he'll take a strike.
Catch of the game today. Do you got one of those? Sponsored by Catch Des Moines. That play was a real trip, and so is Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours at CatchDesMoines.com.
Line drive caught by Swanson.
How about that one?
Dansby caught it up at head level, and that ball was knuckling on him. If I read that properly, Ron, that kind of staggered him.
Yeah.
Those are tough to catch. Even though they're right at eye level, it's moving, and sometimes they take off or they dive or they move side to side. That's not a routine play.
Nope, not at all. And he made it. That'll be our catch of the game right on cue. Dansby's still checking out his glove. Now, that glove's got some miles on it now. He's a guy that doesn't change out. You know, most big league players will use a glove for a season, maybe a season and a half, and then they're always breaking in another new glove. Now, Dansby might be breaking in a new glove, but he doesn't ever use it in the game. That glove that he's using, that one's got some miles on her.
It's a keeper, I would say.
Yeah, I would say so.
Swinging a foul back. 2 down, nobody on. Will Benson batting.
I would say when that glove gets retired, I'd plate it in gold.
Please stay tuned for the naming of the Benny's Beverage Depot Toast of the Game ball player coming up in the 9th inning. As Benson takes a pitch outside 2-1. Zach Zaidman, you can probably hear him in the background preparing his Old National Bank Cubs radio postgame show, the official bank of the Cubs radio network. Normally, Zach does that noiselessly. And the pitch is outside. It's ball 3-1.
What was that word?
Noiselessly.
Am I that?
Here's the 3-1. Check swing. That's going to be a strike. 3-2. In the old days, the guy would be preparing by typing a typewriter.
Yeah.
Now it's typing out some notes to read.
Now it's noiselessly.
What's that?
Noiselessly. That's a good one. I
think it's a word. It is now. Here's a swing and a foul back out of play.
You know my theory on that. If it's not, I blame it on our Chicago public school system. They taught me.
3-2 on Will Benson. And the pitch on the way. Just outside, he walked in. So Hollowell has given up a homer and now a walk. And the inning will continue for Matt McLean.
Now you want to go right at McLean now and just make these guys swing the bat. Wind howling in from straightaway center.
McLean with a single, 1 for 3 with a walk in the game. And he will look at a strike, 0-1.
Tough plays of the game. They're always sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough. Had some good plays on defense today.
Here comes the 0-1. Sidearm breaking ball. A beauty in there for a call. Strike 2. Cubs and the Texas Rangers the next 3 games. From the Lone Star State. Here comes the 0-2. Fouled away. Different starting times Each of the 3 games tomorrow, 7:05. These are Chicago times. 7:05 tomorrow, 6:05 Saturday, 1:35 the day game on Sunday. Monday is an off day. The Cubs are in Atlanta starting Tuesday night. And that will be a challenge.
Yeah.
2 of the hottest teams in baseball, the Cubs and the Braves, in a 3-game series starting next Tuesday night. Here comes the 1-2. Pop fly. This should end the inning. Crow Armstrong racing in. Still coming. Look out. And it's caught by Nico Horner. Sliding to avoid contact was Conforto, the right fielder. Everyone's okay. You had Conforto, the right fielder, PCA, the center fielder, and Horner, the second baseman, all converging. Miraculously, none of the 3 really had any body-to-body contact. Thank goodness. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Cubs 8, Reds 2 on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Craig Counsell. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Benny's goes to the Dogs. Every time the Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Benny's Beverage Depot donates $200 to area service dog charities. Here's toasting to man's best friend. Benny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs.
Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. It includes a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, plus 24/7 roadside assistance. That's peace of mind from Hyundai. And these days, that's priceless.
Right now, for a limited time, you can lease the Hyundai Elantra for $189 a month or choose to get $2,000 total savings. Offers end June 1st. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
Leaks, clogs, or burst pipes. Chicagoland depends on Plumbers 911, providing professional, licensed local 130 plumbers who get the job done right the first time. For 24/7 emergency plumbing service, call 833-PLUM-911.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $600 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40-ounce dry-aged tomahawk steaks. Yep, with those little sauteed mushrooms.
Earn up to a $600 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Visit oldnational.com/checking and get old. Member FDIC. Additional restrictions apply. Offer valid through June 30th, 2026.
Rear-ended? That's wrong. Hurt in a fall? That's wrong. Call D&W, Chicago's Injury Law Group. Call the 8s, 312-888-8888.
Miguel Amaya, he drove in 2 with a 4th-inning single. That was part of that big 7-run rally, and he'll take outside for ball 1 from Franco. Jose Franco deals again and misses low and outside for a ball, 2-0. Cubs looking for their 9th in a row, their 15th in a row at Wrigley, and trying to make it 19-3 in their last 22 games. And as you take those individually, Ron, I'm not sure what is the most impressive. Yeah. They are all extremely rare and impressive.
Yep. 19-3. Think of that.
Here's a swing and a foul off to the right out of play. They've already had a 10-game winning streak earlier, and now this is going to be 9 if they can hang on to this. And we're only on the 7th of May to have 2 lengthy strings like that. That's impressive. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 3, and that's out number 1.
Stolen bases by the Cubs. They're sponsored by Atturo, Chicago's hometown tire. Get called safe with Atturo tires. Find yours at Atturo.com. Cubs did have a stolen base earlier in the game. Pete Crow Armstrong stole second base.
Nico cracks one in the air, deep left field. Back toward the wall is Blade with room. Makes the catch. Nico just missed.
I don't think he missed. I think that ball was into the wind, and the wind grabbed it. It's one of those high towering blasts that you just crunch. And as it starts to come down, the wind all of a sudden grabs it and starts bringing it back. And I think Nico hits this ball a ton. It just is right into that wind.
2 down, nobody on. Bottom of the 8th inning. Moises Ballesteros stands in. And he will hit a ground ball to the right side, fielded by Steer. Underhand feed to Franco ends the inning. Cubs go 1-2-3. It's on to the 9th inning. Cubs 8, Reds 2 on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering every Cubs game all season long, Rahimi, Harrison, Grody, middays 10-2 on 104.3 The Score.
Your heart. You'd never think of purposely stopping it. I'm Tara, and when my team at Northwestern Memorial Hospital found a malformation in my brain, my cardiologist and neurosurgeon said the only way to save me was to stop my heart, which they did 12 times.
Nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Tara's team collaborated to temporarily stop blood flow, allowing a catheter to reach your brain and permanently obliterate the malformation. Northwestern Medicine. Better.
I'm Dan Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, millions of people called us for representation. Why? Because trust grows when you win, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion and counting. When you call America's largest injury law firm, you're calling a family. You're calling an army, our army. You're calling somebody who will fight for you. Injured? Let our family fight for your family. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, 332 South Michigan Avenue, Chicago.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Who's on first? Southwest Airlines, ranked first among U.S. airlines by the Wall Street Journal. Based on WSJ's 2025 rankings, see southwest.com/WSJ.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Top of the 9th, Cubs 8, Reds 2. The 9th inning is sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino. Get ready for the time of your life. CircaLasVegas.com. Pat?
All right, Zach, here we go. 9th inning. Ellie De La Cruz leads it off for the Reds and takes a strike. Gavin Hollowell, the right-hander, still working for the Cubs on the mound. Cubs 3 outs away from sweeping the series and winning their 9th in a row and their 15th consecutive home game. Backdoor Bender stays outside. I was curious, Ron, the last time they lost a game, I had to check. You got to go back to April 11 against the Pirates. They lost 4-3 here at Wrigley. The next day they won, and that has started their home winning streak, which now is going to be 15 if they can hang on to this 6-run lead in the 9th inning. So April 11, their last home loss. Here's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's out number 1. De La Cruz is out. Here's another way to look at it, Ron. You go from April 11, their last home loss. They don't play another home game until May the 18th against Milwaukee. They're going to go over a month without losing a home game. In big league ball, that's not easy to do.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Sal Stewart, the batter, and he'll take outside for a ball. A few clouds, more clouds have moved into the area. Now the 1-0 to Stewart, fouled away. That's the idea. Throw strikes. Getting close to a station break.
Quality starts by the Cubs. They're sponsored by Benjamin Moore. Start your next project with quality paints from Benjamin Moore, official paint of the Chicago Cubs.
Now the 1-1 on the way. That's going to be a strike, 1-2. We'll wait to see what Sal Stewart does before we send it to a station break for you. A coolish afternoon here at Wrigley. But it's going to turn out to be a good one for the Cubs, it would appear. Here's the 1-2 on the way. And Stewart takes way outside, 2-2.
Holloway a little frustrated with himself. He pulled that pitch way across the zone. Holloway's got a good arm, and he gives you that three-quarter delivery. He's not an easy guy to pick the ball up on.
The Texas Rangers are next. The Rangers struggling. They're under 500. 17-19. 3-2 pitch. Fastball inside. No swing. Ball 4. Stewart gets the walk, and the batter is Spencer Steer. One thing I did notice about Texas, it always surprises me when a team has a losing home record, which they do. They're 7-8 at home.
Yep.
That's not to say you can go in there and steamroll them and win every game in their yard, but they have not been invincible in their home park. Here's a pitch inside. Ron holds up a sign that says ID.
There you go.
So, Ron, you be my guest.
I don't need your ID. I was trying to help Rich Wyatt out. He was
okay, Rich. Then, Rich, you be our guest.
He was flailing away back there.
Rich still thinking of that shirt tail move that he made earlier.
Yeah. He's trying to clean off the back of his phone.
2 balls. 2 balls and no strikes on Steer. A curveball is down low, and that's ball 3, 3-0. I'll tell you what, we're going to go for a station ID break right after Steer bats. And the pitch on the way. And it's a strike. Unless he bounces into a game-ending double play.
Yeah.
And then Zach will take care of it on the post-game show. So there's our plan. I'm glad we all had this nice meeting. Here's a high fly ball, shallow center. Pete Crow Armstrong is there. He's got it. Out number 2, and we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams. We are 104.3 The Score, WSCR, WSCR-FM and HD1 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station on the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Tyler Stevenson is the batter. 2 down, top of the 9th inning. Fans are standing at Wrigley. And the pitch is outside for a ball. I had a bag of popcorn, and the wind came along and blew the bag toward the Reds television booth where John Sadek and Jeff Brantley are working. Here is a pitch down low ball 2.
How about
I
people
don't
down
know
below
if
us?
some popcorn went flying into their boot. Now, that would be insulting.
Yeah,
it really would be.
What about the people below us?
Are they Cub fans or Red fans? In there for a strike, 2-1.
Kernels of popcorn going on eBay right now with the name Pat Hughes underneath them.
We like to keep people on their toes.
Yeah, we're doing it today.
The 2-1 is outside, 3-1. Cubs looking for their 9th in a row and their 15th straight Wrigley Field win. Amazing. And the 3-1. Fouled away. The Reds are down to their last strike. Ron, what do you like?
I think if you can spin a breaking ball here, you get a strikeout. But 3-2, 2 outs. Throw your fastball, the wind howling in. You know, take your chances on contact. Maybe you get a fly ball. You could get a punch out.
Stewart, the runner at first, ready to take off. There he goes, the pitch. Inside, ball 4. It's not over yet. Stevenson gets the base on balls. 2 men on for J.J. Bleday. And Tommy Hotovy will make a trip to the mound. You definitely don't want to be walking batters when you lead by 7 or 6 in the 9th inning, but that's what happens. He's not trying to walk people.
Daniel Palencia now in the Cubs bullpen, just playing catch, just easy catch. You really don't want to get Daniel heated up in this game with that kind of lead. You know, that's one of those things where, you know, you're going on the road. You got series in Texas and Atlanta. You'd love to see Palencia not get hot today.
Bruce Levine starting the warm-up for his post-game interview down in the Cubs third base dugout area. J.J. Bleday batting. Fly ball to center. This should do it. Here comes Pete Pro Armstrong. Nope, he can't get it. It's a base hit. It bounces behind him. As a run scores, Reds end up at 2nd and 3rd. It's an RBI double, and the score now is 8-3. It's not over yet.
Now, this is where the wind just takes over. This ball is hit, and it looks like a routine fly ball, but the wind gets it as it's blowing straight in and just knocks this ball down. Pete can't get to it. It bounces in front of him by a good 2 steps, and it ends up getting past him for a double.
And it brings up Blake Dunn. Right-hander to right-hander. Dunn homered his last time up, and he looks at a strike. $30,441 were here today. The 0-1 pitch to Dunn. Outside, it's even. The big inning, the 4th inning for the Cubs. They scored 7 times. And now Hollowell trying to end the ball game. Runners at 2nd and 3rd, 2 down, the 1-1 pitch to Blake Dunn. It's outside, 2-1. The lights have been turned on here in the late afternoon hours. The next offering, and that's outside, 3-1. Always frustrating.
Yeah.
You know he's trying to throw strikes. He's just not able to do so right now.
He's having, he's got that sidearm delivery. He's having a little trouble with his release point. This one, you just want to split the plate with it.
Here comes the 3-1. Swing and a miss.
There you go.
3-2. Now the fans start to make a little noise. Reds are down to their last strike. The Cub right-hander fires just outside for ball 4.
Maya thought that pitch might have been a strike, and now, unfortunately for the Cubs, out comes Craig Counsell, and that will mean Daniel Palencia will be entering this ball game.
So we'll take a timeout. We'll be right back. Pitching changes by the Cubs. Sponsored by James Hardy Building Products. Siding with the Cubs. The Cubs trying to hang on, lead 8-3 here in the 9th inning. Bases loaded, 2 down when we come back on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Carson Kelly. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Want to rethink what's possible? How about being an investor? Not just in your future, but in the future. Well, it all starts with Invesco QQQ. For more than 25 years, this single ETF has given investors a direct line to the NASDAQ 100. That's 100 leading innovators behind advances in personal tech, science, and robotics, just to name a few. And you can access it all with Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco QQQ is the proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
There are risks when investing in ETFs, including possible loss of money. ETFs' risks are similar to those of stocks. Investments in the tech sector are subject to greater risk and more volatility than more diversified investments. The NASDAQ 100 index comprises the 100 largest non-financial companies on the NASDAQ. You can't invest directly into an index. Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Visit Invesco.com for a prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully before investing. Invesco is not affiliated with the Chicago Cubs. Invesco Distributors, Inc.
Daniel Palencia will try to end the festivities, inheriting a bases-loaded two-out situation. He's got a little wiggle room as the lead is 5. But if the Reds get one more batter to reach, they would then have the tying run at the plate. The wind is blowing almost straight in from center right now. I'm not sure if anybody in the ballpark could hit a home run to center field in these conditions.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. It's howling in.
Nathaniel Lowe is pinch hitting. Left-handed batter. And the pitch by Palencia is very high, ball 1. 3 walks in the inning and a double. Reds have scored once, but they're down to their last out. And the lead is 8-3 Cubs. The 1-0 to Lowe, and he'll take high ball 2.
That's one of those things for Daniel. You know, he probably wasn't anticipating getting into this ball game, and now he's got to get it cranked up here quick.
The 2-0 is in for a strike. It just did hit the knees on the outside corner.
Cubs caught a break there in my monitor. That pitch off the plate by a couple inches.
Fans are standing, ready to celebrate. And the 2-1 from Palencia. Fouled away. The Reds are down to their last chance, Ron. What are you thinking?
Fastball. If I'm Daniel, you want to pump a heater, make it a good pitch, but throw a strike and see if you can get out of here in just 5 pitches.
2 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 2 down. Cubs lead 8-3 ninth inning. Valencia set. A long set, and the 2-2. Fouled away again by the left-handed batter.
Another good fastball. That one right at 100 miles an hour and on the hands of Lowe.
Runners take their leads at all 3 stations. And the 2-2 from Palencia. Check swing, it's high, ball 3. That was 99 mph, but not close to the strike zone. Traveling time for the runners on 3-2. There they go, the pitch. Strike 3 call, the ball game is over. The Reds are going to challenge. The Reds are going to challenge that last call. Let's see if it was a strike or not. We're watching the video right now, and it was a strike. And the Cubs sweep the series. It's all over. Cubs win the ball game by a score of 8-3. A perfect homestand of 7-0. The Cubs have won 9 in a row. They have won 15 consecutive Wrigley Field ball games. And over the longer stretch run, they have now won 19 of their last 22 games.
Yeah, pretty amazing stretch for the Cubs. You just don't, in the big leagues, you just don't see streaks like this. Home streaks and winning streaks like this. To go now, they're going to have gone a month without having a loss. And then, the other thing is the stretch they're on of winning, as you were talking about, impressive. And a whole bunch of people to have been contributors all up and down the lineup. The pitching staff has done its job too, big time.
Our good friend Bruce Levine is in the Cubs third base dugout. Cubs congratulating one another. Time to get things packed up as the Cubs will head down to Texas to play the Rangers this weekend. And I believe we are going to go down to Bruce Levine.
All right, Pat, I'm here with Miguel Amaya. Miguel, what a game. Let's start with Imanaga. Terrific game today. What was his best stuff today?
Well, I feel like his best stuff today was the mixing around.